I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
You look goofy. I hunted, Rob. I hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Salon Selectives presents hair so beautiful you feel like you just stepped out of a salon.
Salon shine. Salon Selectives. Salon glow. Salon Selectives.
Introducing Salon Selectives, new from Helene Curtis. 4 salon shampoos, 4 salon conditioners. You select the combination that will give you salon beautiful hair.
Salon style.
Feel salon beautiful every day.
Salon Selectives.
The Young and the Restless. This portion sponsored by Oil of Olay.
Do you wanna take a life? Do you wanna cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
They can't hear it. They can't hear it.
What?
They can hear it now. The applause. The applause. The applause. And I forgot a clip. One more.
You get to the fun part?
Yeah. It's going to be more, of course, a lot of blood, violence, guns involved as well. And it's very gritty. And it's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff that we see.
Freudian slip.
Welcome to Bagging, Boarding, and Chatting. Oh, I've got some comic books, too, to alphabetize. A comic book show called The Real BBC, as so named by Az, my co-host. He's got some comic books, too. We've got some things to talk about today. Taco about. Hello.
Taco.
Let's talk about.
Let's hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears.
I have no reservations about what we're about to talk about.
It's always a gamble.
It's always a gamble, you know.
But let's see whose stout we can take today.
It's Hollywood's Little Bighorn.
You guys putting your good foot forward, huh?
Yes,
Hey.
it's Hollywood's Trail of Tears.
I run out of TP today.
Oh my god!
Like they just.
I can't
devolve.
believe you'd stand like that, as.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Don't give me the chop, X-ray girl.
Gina Carano is victorious, just like we thought she would be. And yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm lowering my mic a little bit. Check. There we go. Thank you for applauding for Gina Carano. And the Star Wars Rey movie, there's a rumor, got to take it with a grain of salt, that it's canceled, but at this point, pretty believable. Got some She-Hulk news, and some people got upset by another Perry Chan thumbnail, which yeah. How you doing, Az?
I'm doing good. I can hardly walk.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
It was that good.
You had a good date last night.
Want to judge you or anything? You know.
I did legs. I did legs last night, and they didn't have the new gym doesn't have a specific calf machine, so I had to do improvised calf raises, and my calves today are
what's a cough?
Calf.
You can't make fun of that. You guys say calf.
Yeah. You say the most retarded fucking pronunciations imaginable.
You know what?
Teapot.
Yeah.
Beep bop boop.
Beep bop boop. Whatever. I'm pretty sure our wrestling match settled all those arguments, all the unnecessary use, everything.
When I did that moonsault, you died.
No, I didn't die. I beat you.
Died.
You
died.
I came back to life.
Killed you.
Came back to life and defeated you.
Az and Gary fight to see you host this week's Real BBC.
Yes.
And then
America wins again.
I just done chest today. I just come back from the gym and a couple of hours back.
So
now
your boobs and legs hurt.
So now, yeah, exactly. My tits ache, my legs ache.
You sound like a woman.
He does.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, some whining.
After a good night, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's right. Hello, Mahler. How's it going?
Hello. Wonderfully. I actually did a stream recently with one of these lads here, talking almost exclusively about fucking Firefly and Serenity. It was great.
Oh,
you did?
When was this?
On accident, we just sort of rolled into it. I don't even remember how. We just started talking about almost everything to do with the whole show and the movie, which is nice to do every once in a while. You know, it's called therapy.
What stream was that on?
That was afternoon tea with Az.
Oh, that's right. I was watching. God dang.
Yes.
See, this is what happens when you get old.
You know when he said, I can't come in because I'm going out with the family?
Yeah, that's right. I saw The Beekeeper.
Yeah. What's it like? Well, how do you find it?
How was it?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. And I think it could have gone a lot harder on the whole Hunter Biden thing. But it definitely, there's some Hunter Biden in there, for sure. But Kate Leftwich Stewart is like the Madam President. It's her son, and it's basically a beekeeper who's a beekeeper. The person who was nice to him basically dies. Felicia Rashad from The Cosby Show. And she commits suicide after she was scammed. The charity she runs was scammed for $2 million. That part was a little like, she's supposed to be this nice, irreverent, wise woman who just offs herself. That was the only thing I had a real problem with. I mean, it didn't like line up with their character. And her daughter, who's the girl from Umbrella Academy, is a cop because every detective in Hollywood is a black female now. They need to do like a League of Extraordinary Black Female Police Detectives movie as a parody. Like that needs to happen now because it's just a fucking joke. But it was Jason Statham. I am required to see all those movies And it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. If you want to go go to a matinee show, spend like it's $10 for a matinee show here. It's $9.25.
Wow, that's
yeah.
so cheap.
That sounded really good. I hate to bring down the conversation immediately, but I'm not going to be doing any meetups in America because I am never getting on a fucking American plane in my life after all this fucking shit that's been going on.
No.
Wait, what's been going on with American planes?
You'll have to take a boat. Well,
recently.
They now want deaf, dumb, disabled, blind people to be hired.
As you can fly this thing called British Airways.
Dude, they just got pride flags everywhere. And women.
Wait. I saw some pretty hot stewardesses.
Yeah, that's fine.
Women.
Stewardess is fine. But when you start saying I'm driving your plane, I'm like, it's okay, I'll walk. It's across an ocean. I know.
You can
take be like Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't blame you for that at all. Yeah, DEI in flying and what's
DIE.
Is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be for us, especially when it hits like nuclear plants. You know,
Oh my god.
screwed.
Dude, have you seen? Hold on, have you seen this? It's this great meme I saw about the. Here, I'm gonna link it there. Captain, we lost the second engine. Engine, the funny noise thing. Yes, Captain. That is American Airlines now.
I seen engine in my head movies.
That's you've stolen that from Simple Jack.
I did. my head movies.
My head movies.
Oh, what do you want to start with? Let's start with Gina.
Yeah.
Let's start with Gina. Victorious. I should not start my unpopular opinion about cosplayers, but I will anyway. Cosplayers, believe it or not, a couple of cosplayers, which is adults who wear costumes.
I love it.
I think in its beginnings, it's fine because it started out really clever. You'd have like guys walking around as the Death Star or Galactus. And when it's like that, I'm completely fine. It's fun. It's artistic. When it's a bunch of mids who dress up to go to a con to get the attention they don't get in real life or off-duty strippers, that's when I have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I have. When it's a bunch of fucking posers who've never read a single comic of the costume they're wearing, and they go and they cause problems like this, fuck them. That's I am open to fandom, but like that's something I noticed. It started 20 years ago. So but conventions never used to have these problems until cosplayers started showing up. If you're a good one, then I'm not talking about you. If you're one of the ones who is an off-duty stripper or a mid who wants to get attention for a day, and then you go there to get attention. You want people to take pictures of you, and then you like make up shit like cosplay is not consent. So a couple of cosplayers from Canada, your fucking country, X-Ray Girl, your communist hellhole.
I have no leg in this game.
I love cosplay, particularly in the bedroom.
I had a feeling I would defend it at some point.
Yep.
Tifa cosplayers.
No,
right?
well, no. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong with cosplayers. What's wrong is assholes. Like most things. Like most things. It's just our assholes who come in and just say fucking it's not going to be a safe environment, but if you look at me, I'm going to fucking me too you. It's people like that just need to get fuck off. You just need to fuck off. Nothing wrong with cosplaying. Nothing wrong with dressing up. You do you. Have fun. Enjoy yourself.
Most of the woke SJW stuff comes from cosplay fan fiction. It just does. Yes, and indie and
I think
indie comics. In the old form of indie comics, like the Alternative Press Expo and shit.
The problem is when the mainstream comic book industry tried to make costumes for characters that people could cosplay. That's when it started becoming a problem, because instead of making a good costume for that character, they were trying to force fucking Portlandian land whales to go to conventions dressed as Batgirl from Retard Land or whatever it was.
Who do you think the Portlandia
Burnside.
land whales are? They're all from the old school alternative press and Portland. Well, they're not all from Portland. Portland's a state of mind for some of these people, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be Washington,
Seattle,
California, Northern California. There's something going on in the northwest of our state that I cannot explain. But a lot of woke white people. Okay, it's a lot of fucking woke white people.
It's when the people came in and they said, "Oh, boobs." When they said booth babes, which is actually really difficult for me to say quickly because it just comes out as boobs. When they started complaining about booth babes, got them out, even though it was a great gig for the ladies that did it. Then they came in with their fucking cosplay, and then they said, anyone that looks at me, it's assault. #MeToo. I'm not dressing like this for you, even though I've got a fucking bikini and my nips hanging out. And all this nonsense. It's just fucking retarded people from a retarded industry.
Yeah, the industry is filled with a lot of retarded people too. For sure. The industry made a lot of them over the last few years. But so a couple of cosplayers wanted to cancel Gina Carano because she said, they said, and I'm just going to paraphrase here, that it would not be safe for them. Before we even play this video, and I put this on Twitter, I hate to break this to you. Gina Carano fans and the kind of fans that you quote unquote are scared of are at every single fucking convention, whether Gina's there or not. Sleep tight. If it bothers you that much, you might.
I mean, if they slapped Gina Carano across the face, I guarantee it wouldn't be safe for them.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
No.
I guarantee that.
But yeah, little snowflake cosplayer. There's a Gina Carano fan standing behind you in line. There's a Gina Carano fan walking by you down the aisle. There's a Gina Carano fan in the bathroom with you as you're applying your pounds of makeup.
Your boyfriend's imagining that you're Gina Carano when he's railing you.
Yeah.
If she even has a boyfriend.
Or girlfriend.
By boyfriend, I mean woman with a strap on.
So Drunk 3PO found this out. By the way, we have a clip of Drunk 3PO we need to play a little bit later.
Oh no.
Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget.
Oh, okay, I'll put that in the docket.
Drunk 3PO exposed.
I know.
But he played this on his stream. That's where I saw it. So there was an interview with them. The Global News. Global News, by the way, I heard somebody say this morning. I heard Drunk say this morning on Daily. Can you confirm? Is Global News, are they the ones who helped fund Robin in the Hood?
Yes. Well, Global is the channel. Global News is the news network on the channel. But Global is the channel, yes. State-funded propaganda.
State-funded propaganda. All right. So we have this.
Hey, Director X, I'm really rooting for you for a season 2. I really am. You made me a fortune. Go speak to your disco ball mate. See if you can make it happen.
You look goofy.
That is such a good edit. They laugh at everything. You look goofy. Then he cuts immediately to a guy with a disco ball on his head.
I know.
He's just ahead of the curve, okay?
I see what you did there.
You earned that, Mahler. You earned it. All right, let's hear this.
All right.
Like this costume, cosplay has a lot of layers.
It really does give an avenue for self-expression, creativity, therapy.
Crazy
Growing
eyes.
Concern plans for an upcoming event go against
Crazy
the
eyes.
fabric of the community.
One of the few safe spaces that we have no longer feels safe.
3 days ago, Fan Expo Vancouver took to its Instagram page announcing Gina Carano as one of this year's guests.
I was excited, and then this happened.
Lana Redlick is not alone. In the nearly 500 comments on the post, those planning to attend are expressing
500.
Oh my god.
And yeah, and all are all 500 like I'm not going, or was some of them shut up, bitch?
As a non-binary cosplayer, no thank you. Non-binary's made up, so shut up.
Yep.
Can I just say, by the way, South Park made quote the song "In My Safe Space" 8 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's been so long. Like such a stupid.
Well, the thing is, the fact that like this got like bitch slapped is great. It shows that people are effing tired of it. Even in like Canada, which has turned itself into a very safe space where you can't go space, whatever.
Inflation time.
You know.
You do know that they've added another date now for Gina.
Well,
Yes.
that we were leading up to that, but thanks for ruining the whole fucking thing.
God dang it,
Premature as. There we go.
It was 38 seconds.
later.
It was 38 seconds.
You think you've done this before?
41,
We're fucking idiots here.
Couldn't hold it in anymore.
Jesus Christ. He's like, whoa.
I saw the timer.
Were you done yet? No.
My work here is done.
He wonders why he can't get a girl. I'm just kidding.
Unbelievable.
Az has a girl. Her name is Tifa.
Az has way more simps than all of us here combined, including
That's
you,
very
X-Ray
true.
Girl.
I know.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
here to make
He
you
had two
prettier.
women like frothing over him on Chris Gore's stream for fucking 2 hours. It was I was like, God dang, like ease up, ladies. Okay.
Az can't last that long, okay?
What at the end, one literally said, I'm here for Az.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well then.
Okay. So gross move as the non-binary. What's a non-binary and then cis?
Sick. That's
thought it was
sick.
sick.
Oh, sick. Oh, sorry. What's sick?
They're sick in the head. I don't know.
What the fuck is sick?
Sick cis backwards?
No. Sick. It's a terminology that you use when you're either quoting somebody directly or quoting them in part or something.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a little more official.
As a mentally ill cosplayer, no thank you. Hell no. Is this the year to boycott? I think I might be. They weren't going it.
It might be.
It might be.
Oh,
that sounds definitive.
Okay, dude.
Get the pronouns the sentence right.
No, dude. Sick. Used in brackets after a copied or quoted word that appears odd or erroneous to show that the word is quoted exactly as it stands in the original.
Oh! Yes!
Oh, no.
Got him!
Oh, I need that clip. Got him!
God.
Hit play.
their disappointment, writing, "Gross move. As a non-binary cosplayer, no thank you. And hell no. Is this the year to boycott? I think it might be."
They should know who is their target audience, being young people, queer people, LGBT people. It was just an enormous slap to the face.
You're very limited in who goes to that if you think that everyone is all that.
So the entirety of fucking fandom is aimed at young queer non-binary people. So 0.004 of the population kind of checks out right now, to be honest with you. As far as the
0.00000000001.
To be fair, when it comes to Marvel and DC and Disney Marvel
58%.
and Disney Lucasfilm, kind of checks out.
Yeah.
Kind of checks out. Fan Expo wants to sell tickets. Fan Expo is there to make money. They're there. They're not there. They want to make a safe place for their customers. They want their customers to show up and have a great experience, I am sure. But when I had my comic store, I loved comic books, but I bought it to make money off of comic books. That was my number one concern. Make money, and if you want to make money, then you want to make all of your customers happy. And there's a very easy way to do that. Treat each individual like a human being, not as an identity. Please continue.
The actress is best known for her work in The Mandalorian and Deadpool, but after she took to social media comparing being a conservative today to being Jewish in Nazi Germany, Disney quickly cut ties.
Pause. I'm just going to say this post aged pretty well.
Yes.
If you think about things.
Every time some stupid fucking yellow-toothed bitch like that opens her fucking mouth, she proves her right.
And
every single time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Auschwitz tweet out the memorial, tweet out essentially the same thing? Saying what that post said essentially the very same thing. I can't remember if it was Auschwitz or another camp's memorial that tweeted out, but the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. So, Gina is now best known for having the biggest, metaphorical, of course, balls in Hollywood for standing up to Hollywood. Being let go from Star Wars was the best fucking thing that's ever happened to her. I said it at the time. I'm sticking with it now. She became more powerful than they could possibly imagine. And she did. She gave up having to be quiet all the time while all her cohorts were free to run whatever shit they fucking wanted to about fans or anything else. She had to put up with people conspiring behind the scenes constantly behind her fucking back at Lucasfilm because they're a bunch of backstabbing little bitches that would never say anything to her face. And she had to put up with all that. And now she's free. She's free of that entire system, which, you know what?
Gary,
lots of notoriety doesn't pay shit.
They wanted to put her into a 40-person, because fuck knows what they are, a 40-person struggle session where they essentially berated and attempt to shame her. And she was just like, no. Fuck that, thanks.
Yeah. So she's much better off. She could go on the con circuit once in a while, and that strong female that Disney was looking for that could actually sell action figures. Well, she was the fucking first one that could do it. What's the most collectible Disney Star Wars action figure? It's freaking Gina Carano from their new shit.
Admiral Gender Studies.
Admiral Gender Studies. I almost wanted to get one of those to burn it in effigy, but no. I thought it was better to have a Marvels poster that I can draw the ass and the legs on.
Yeah, boy.
Which I did. And I'm going to frame that bitch and hang it up in my fucking house as a memorial. Thank you. Can't wait to put that picture up. I'll put a picture up when it's done. It's going to have I'm going to put candles under it and all kinds of shit. It's going to be
a little framed picture of Brie down below.
Yeah.
In her white tank.
Yeah, in a white tank top like that.
No, I'll just steal it from Ryan's house when I go to Florida.
Hey!
No, Gina is way better off, and I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she stood up, and she has way more respect. I mean, people loved her anyway, but it put her through the stratosphere. And now, in my experience, and Drunk knows way more than I do because he helped her at cons. Like, her lines are freaking huge, huge. Lady Greymaster posted in our Discord, like when it was announced, compared to Hayden Christensen, she had 3 times as many comments as anybody else. And it wasn't like cancel Gina. It was like, we love Gina, we love Gina, we love Gina. It was all positive. So, yeah, she won. She clearly won. And an argument could be made, right, Mahler? I mean, despite Luke Skinwalker coming back at the end of season 2 doing absolutely nothing for me or for Mahler, but it legit made a lot of fans happy. You can't deny that. And they
as I put time and time again, any goodwill was squashed from that little scene. So
absolutely,
which
squashed.
I assume is where you're going with that, was it?
Yes, it is. Like that goodwill that they actually had for the first time good momentum going, right? They needed that. And that, basically I'll use a sports analogy. It's like your team's down and then, they're down by 7, but they're driving, they're at the goal line. And then, your quarterback muffs the snap on the goal line, and fumbles. That's exactly what Disney Star Wars did. Never, ever to return.
They were the Atlanta Falcons against the Patriots.
They tried to get the ball in the socket, but the basket was too netted.
That's exactly it, Mahler. That's
for a
exactly
touchdown.
Sure.
Well, if you watched that playoff game yesterday, that the Steelers quarterback throwing a pick in the end zone, and they were down 14-0. That was brutal. Okay, so let's hit play.
Carano never addressed her firing, only further fueling the controversy, posting transphobic, anti-mask, and conspiracy theory-related content.
Fuck you, lying
No,
bitch.
that's a
Fuck
lie.
you,
Lie.
you lying. Wait, I got a clip for her.
You're a cunt.
Okay.
Tom Cardy.
Love it.
This
Love it.
channel's great.
That might be one of my favorite clips of all time.
Yeah.
Fine.
Have you
So-
seen his Lord of the Rings one?
No, I have not. We got to see. Well, show it to me later.
By the way, not wanting to put pronouns in your bio is not anti-fucking trans, whatever that fucking means. By the way, trans is just a fucking joke. It's a community that's been overtaken by a bunch of narcissistical fucking ugly cunts who just think that they need attention, therefore they want to co-opt something, and all they actually ever do is actually hurt genuine people, genuine trans communities who do suffer with this, just because they themselves are so desperate for attention because they're fucking mid-nothings that nobody would look at with a fucking anything. And this is where we just get fucking bunch of resentful, nasty, hateful fucking women that just hate other fucking women, beating down on do this, do that, make me feel important, make me feel special. Shut your fucking mouth, you mid-twat.
That was beautiful. Yeah, it's just running with a lie that's been clearly disproven like years ago. It's almost like this clip is from like, how long has it been? 3 years? It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Been 3 years, and they're still trying to run this shit. And this is why it's really fucking important for us, all of us, members of the audience, to call this shit out constantly, even if it sounds repetitive, because it didn't fucking work. You want to know why? Because more people became aware of it and went, wait a minute, that sounds like total bullshit. And it was. And this is your media. And if they're doing it in pop culture, well, they are certainly doing it in other places that are way more fucking important to like real life. And that's why it's important to make people aware. So continue tweeting about it. Continue calling it out. Hold the line and hail the fellowship. Hail the fellowship. Let's play the rest of this.
There's fear those views will infiltrate what's supposed to be an inclusive gathering.
People will just turn up in support of Gina Carano. I'm just genuinely worried it's just going to turn into yet another safety concern and issue for everybody who could be at risk.
Hiding behind safety concerns. Hit pause. Hiding behind that word safety is old fucking tactic. That is an old tactic of manipulative people. It's an old Marxist tactic. Don't you want to be safe? It's a whole authoritarian government tactic.
Yeah, look at her. She's a fucking mid-bint. You're nothing. Look at you. Fucking nobody's gonna take 2 fucking looks at you. So you need to get on that camera. You need to try and feel special. You need to try and put somebody down to elevate yourself. You're vile. You're a vile piece of shit. Gina's done more in her life than you ever fucking will accomplish. Ever. Safety concerns. Oh, shut the fuck up. What do you do? Nothing. What are you bothered about? Nothing. What do you bring to the table? Fucking nothing. There's no safety concerns. There's never any safety concerns. It is, like you said, it's all Marxist bollocks. Wouldn't you like to feel safer? Wouldn't it be better if this person was got rid of? Ah, shut the fuck. Look at you.
Cancel pig. That's a cancel pig,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
That's a fucking oink more. Fucking oink more.
So
brush your teeth.
Oh my god. I was gonna say my problem with this is that she doesn't even give examples of like what has happened before. What like reason do you have to be scared of her except for the fact that she doesn't agree with you?
Yeah. Because words are violence, everything's violence. Looking at somebody's violence, looking at a woman is rape. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all fucking absolute nonsense. Constructed outrage. This is all it is. Just constructed outrage. There is no outrage. Nobody cares. If you get fucking mad that Gina put beep bop boop because you demanded that she put her fucking pronouns in her bio and she said no, that's why you're mad. You're mad because she said no to you. She wouldn't play your game. That's what's got them all fucking mad. So now they're grouping up like a gaggle of fucking witches. Like a sorry, a pen full of pigs. A pen full of cancelled pigs grouping together, oinking
Oink.
away. Oink, oink. Because you wouldn't do what you fucking said. She's got one thing that you will never ever have: her own fucking mind.
Yeah.
Her own mind.
Hell.
You'll never have that.
When people get broke, when somebody you don't know won't bend the knee to your perceived ideology and you're completely broken, sorry to state the obvious, chat, you have deep-seated personal problems, and maybe you shouldn't go outside. Maybe outside is just not for you. Maybe the world is just not for you until you work it out, and that's where all of this comes from, is personal insecurity.
Yeah, if she's watching, drop me a line, right? I'll send you this fucking bubble wrap, right? And put yourself in it. Just start wrapping it around you, yeah? Just start doing that, yeah, until you're nice and protected, until you're nice and safe, yeah? Nobody can harm you now. You got your bubble wrap on. Look, oh, it's fucking wonderful.
I choose to believe he bought that just for this
yourself.
bit.
I did, even though we didn't have...
Yeah, just keep doing that.
Oh God, he's gonna die now.
I feel the world so safe. Oh, I feel the world so
Stop.
safe. Oh, Gina Carano can't hurt me now. Oh no, she can't hurt me.
Can you please take it off? I'm worried that you're gonna choke yourself.
As be careful, it's kind
There's
of
no warning on it, so I can't.
You look like a spooky ghost.
I'm safe. I'm in my safe space, Mola. I'm in my safe space.
Okay, take it off, dude.
I'm finding it really difficult to breathe right now.
Yeah, that's okay, thank God. As is in the next news article.
I mean, it would have been great for views and super chats, but dude, seriously, the show's, it's on your show. It's on your channel this week.
Gary, I just wanted to be safe. I just wanted her to be safe and protected from all the horrible fucking words and the people who have a different opinion to her. Oh, the poor little fucking snowflake. Oh, what a poor... Oh. Cancel pig, bitch.
Yeah. And she wanted to, listen, people are like, why are you going after her? Listen, this, and I'll use your British term, this bint decided to go out and fucking make an issue of it in public. Because she wanted to make she's trying to get a little fucking cred right now, a little clout. So there's certain repercussions that come with that, and that's people like us doing a stream calling your fucking bullshit out. Thankfully, we could play the rest, and then
another safety concern and issue for everybody who could be at risk here.
This
Who's at
petition
risk?
more than halfway.
Explain what is the risk? What is the risk? Words? Words, are they the risk?
Long
Somebody
lines?
with a different opinion to you? Is that the risk?
Happy
Long lines,
people.
definitely.
Long lines and happy people. I'm pretty sure that's the risk. And she's not happy. And she doesn't want to see people happy.
No, because she wants them to be as miserable as her.
Yep.
That's what she wants. I want the world to be as miserable and broken as I am. How dare somebody actually have some gumption? How dare somebody have the actual fortitude to stand up to this fucking cancel pig nonsense? How dare they? Why can't they be a sheep and a cancel pig like me? Fuck off. Shut up, you stupid fucking cow.
You know, and don't go. That's your fucking choice. Like, don't go. But like calling for people to boycott. By the way, I think there was a change.org. Is that what we're looking at right now?
Yeah.
And 696 people signed up.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That's 696 people at threat. Oh, they're at risk. Won't somebody think of the retards?
In the head movies.
In the head movies.
In their head movies.
Lock it
She
in,
said
yeah.
words.
Lock it in, yeah. Hit play.
Halfway to its goal of 1,000 signatures is now circulating, calling on organizers to remove Carano from the lineup. In a statement, Fan Expo Vancouver made no indication they would be doing so, writing
Good.
every participant, including special guests, will be expected to uphold the same code of conduct to create a safe environment for everyone.
Oh my God.
That won't include Dalla.
I don't want to go. Like, I've refunded my ticket.
This costume
See ya.
will have to wait until the fandom is able to stitch together a safe place for all.
Oh.
Kelly Stanton, Global News.
Because she's a snowflake.
She's crazy. Look at her crazy eyes. She's got them crazy fucking eyes going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Fan Expo just added another day for Gina Carano. That's their response. Pretty sure you could translate it into a giant middle finger. So go fuck yourself. And Gino's also going to be at another Fan Expo called it's mega because Fan Expo does a bunch of cons. So they do the Dallas and they've had us there before. And they're doing MegaCon where Gina will be at as well. Gina will also be here in San Antonio in October.
Nice.
Yeah. So
For Toronto.
San
So
Antone.
sad.
But yeah, she'll be at MegaCon. They're not going to get rid of fucking Gina Carano. She's one of their biggest tickets. Like, they make her a lot of money. Plus, she's like every single one of her past events has been a massive success. Massive success. Not a single problem at any of these cons. She's been doing it for a while now. Yeah, I think it was Jeremy on Daily today talked about, I thought it was pretty fucking funny. He said, well, if Mark Hamill goes to the con, I'm not going to think he's going to start aborting granddaughters.
Also, what those two cancel pigs have to understand is Gina is somebody, you are nobody.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Mark Hamill.
Oink.
Oink. Cancel pigs.
Oink.
Take the L again. Oink. Take the L again. We need to see more of that. And then if we see more of that, then more people will feel free in the industry who want to speak out. And that's how things actually change. Because you kind of want things to change. That's what the ultimate goal is. I would like good entertainment from the independent sphere and from mainstream. That would be nice. Because then I could just enjoy shit. And we can get back to normal nerd arguments like, are the prequels good or not? Stuff like that.
Well,
those are fun. Those are normal. Those are normal. Okay. Who's better, Captain, Picard, or Kirk? I mean, obviously it's Kirk, but I mean, those are normal arguments that we can have. And I've seen like them get really freaking heated at the store, and it was fantastic.
Actually, Cisco is the best one.
I won't argue with that. When it comes to over Picard, Kirk's clearly better than everybody else, but Cisco Picard,
I'm Picard Film Actors Guild member.
So no love for Janeway, huh?
No, I mean she's all right.
No,
Nah,
she's all right.
No, that's more of a problem with Voyager than Janeway.
Yeah.
In all fairness to her.
Yep. So
I got love for them all.
You got love for them all? Oh.
What about?
Well, apart from fucking Michael Burnham, fuck that twat.
I got a perfect action figure somebody sent me of her. Hang on.
Oh.
You see, as I was trying to say, the mall. Get it?
The mall.
Wow. I love the little tuft of hair.
It's a plank of wood.
It's a plank of wood.
I'm Michael Burnham. I'm better than everybody.
You need a collection of those, dude. You need to get one for Captain Marvel and Galadriel and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes. The Mary Sue's.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard. I mean, it is, folks. It's wood. It's a plank of wood. That's somebody.
Oh yeah, of course, Ray as well.
Yeah,
gotta get them
Oh,
all.
yes.
Collect them.
Okay. I don't know if you can find the art. I don't know what this source article is. X-Ray Girl. Okay, you know what I did not have on my bingo card for 2024? I had a lot of things. Alien invasion, asteroid, Civil War. No, just kidding. I did not have my first video of the year is going to be a Star Wars video. That was the last thing in the world I thought I was going to be making at the beginning of the year. I'm like, I'll probably do some Marvel stuff, maybe some Hollywood stuff, you know? I mean, Star Wars is just fucking deader than dead. But then Charmin Obaid-Chinoy came out and said, I am going to make women uncomfortable or men uncomfortable. And it pissed everybody off, and it got everybody, it hit the zeitgeist. A lot of the stuff was older. But it was from a CNN thing. And now,
why did you do an impression of a poo?
Because that's the only impression. I can only do a couple of impressions, man. I got a very limited
Thank you, please come again.
I can do Travis Taylor from Skinwalker Ranch. If I brush up, I can do like Dr. Girlfriend and the Monarch from Venture Brothers. But yeah, not and a poo. But that's about it. And the only reason I could do a poo is because the team I worked with at Technicolor was in Bangalore, India. So that's who I was talking to like every night for 2 years. Yeah. She came out and said that, and now there's rumors swirling, and I don't care what's true, to be honest with you, but when it comes to Disney Star Wars announcements and the fact that they don't make movies, I find that very believable because their track record has been since The Rise of Skywalker to announce movies and trilogies and not make them at all. I mean, and they've paraded fucking people out at Star Wars Celebration, and they've done they've done full
had a little montage video done, didn't she?
And it was really good. I liked it. I remember seeing it going, wow, that was really nice. Maybe they want to turn things around. That was a really nice story about her father. I liked it. It was very endearing. I'm like, okay, probably suck, but I like that. I like that attitude of like this story reminds me of my dad, and it's like, oh fuck, that's nice. Then they get rid of her and get somebody less experienced and who's a documentary maker who likes to make men uncomfortable. Okay, wow, that's a Kathleen Kennedy move, to be honest with you. So they announce more than they make. They hire more directors than they fire. And now the rumor's out there that the Rey movie is not really happening. And I'll even go one further. There are, again, this could be all bullshit. That Charmin Obaid-Chinoy took her own PR team to CNN without Disney's approval and did that like kind of on her own to make sure it got made. Now, the reason I find that, again, chances are it's bullshit, but I could find it believable because of her experience on Ms. Marvel. She did not have a good experience on Ms. Marvel. Like, nobody had a good experience on Ms. Marvel.
The documentary maker who makes documentaries about acts of naughtiness against women in Middle Eastern countries wasn't happy with the mass conveyor belt farming shite company of entertainment that she wasn't in any capacity prepared for, able to do within her wheelhouse, but got the job because of her gender, her fucking genitalia, and her activism.
Yeah. And there's a thing with documentarians too. A lot of them do some really good work. It's important stuff, but it's she said herself, it's building narratives. A lot of documentaries are not entirely the truth, and a lot of documentaries are highly exploitive, misusing the people that they they focus their documentaries on, because
spit it out.
They're basically trying to exploit them to make a name for themselves. That happens too a lot. It's Hollywood. It's fucking Hollywood. It's all fake. All of it. Every single bit of it is fucking fake and planned and scripted. Everything. The media, the press releases, the calculated announcements. You think why would they announce a Mandalorian and Grogu film 2 weeks, a few days after a Rey movie started making the rounds, in the middle of fucking January, when you have a Star Wars celebration coming up that people pay for these kind of announcements? Why in the fuck would you announce it then? It was Disney trying to get out ahead of some bad news, which they were way behind on.
Who wrote this, by the way? Following the Mandalorian and announcement?
Lucy Owens.
Lucy Owens.
It's they meant to put Grogu announcement, the Mandalorian and Grogu announcement,
and announcement,
but just went announcement instead.
That's what
Lucy. Sort it out, woman.
Don't you have editors here?
No,
God.
Everything from Disney from now on is a announcement. That's what it is. Announcement. We've invented a new word for announcements that will never happen. A announcement.
And now a announcement from
Star Wars Rey New Jedi Order movie suffers serious setback, according to rumor. A shocking Star Wars update reveals how far behind the movie about Rey's Daisy Ridley New Jedi Order is following the Mandalorian and announcement.
This is my face. Huh?
Huh? What's the announcement?
Oh, we have a picture of your announcement face, X-Ray Girl.
Hey,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
For that, by the
Easy now, Gary.
We'll get to that in a second.
That was in private.
I've not seen that face before.
X-Ray Girl, when you last 38 seconds.
Oh my god.
A new Star Wars movie. Okay, is it just going to repeat itself?
Okay,
but a new update says it might not be as far along as we hoped. Oh yeah, because they haven't written a script yet.
Of course. The moment they announced it, that was the first anyone fucking knew of it, for fuck's sake.
Well, they announced it at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, but what did we say? We said 2026, likely 2027.
Yes. And they were going to sit down to write it with Stephen Knight, right? From Angel and Buffy and Daredevil, and who was going to write it, and like his name being brought up, I'm like, my first thought was, there's no way he's going to stick around. He's too good of a writer to want to have anything to fucking do with these people.
It just feels like it's a matter of time before they learn who they're dealing with. They're like, oh, this sounds like an interesting. Oh, and then they leave, which I guess is what's happening here, maybe.
Yep. And you're going to notice, by the way, before we get into this, Marvel, you're going to notice there was a lot of Joss Whedon influence even before he directed The Avengers. Okay, because he was at Marvel, writing for Marvel at the time. He was part of their little creative commitment, and a lot of people in and around him. You're going to see like there were names and influences from Buffy and Angel in those early days of Marvel. And when Joss Whedon left, his TD ass, crazy, taking pictures with Anita Sarkeesian ass. Yes, I understand that. When he left, things went downhill. Things went downhill.
Gary, did you do a video on the interview that he did? The latest one?
I haven't, but I have read it, and it's pretty interesting. I kind of
It is. I reread it yesterday because I'd forgotten it, and I was like, "Man, there's some interesting fucking quotes in here." Like, just all the different because they go through like the different eras, and he has comments on basically everything. And it's funny how a lot of the allegations that killed his career, he basically is like presented with them, and he just goes, "I didn't say that."
Yep.
And it's like, oh well, too bad, mate. Like,
no, and it's funny how a lot of the alums who aren't working regularly are all like open to a Buffy reboot without him.
Even that article says like there's been a considered effort, which is true, to separate him from Buffy and Angel. To be like, it was great for reasons that aren't him, but it's like, damn.
No, okay, yeah, not happening. Yeah, forget it.
It's really fucked up. It's like that's taking cancellation to a really far extent to actually remove you from your own history.
You know, we'll go on a live stream. We'll go over that article.
How about Captain Kirk then? Because that's what fucking Paramount's
doing the same.
Now.
They're doing the same thing. And fucking William Shatner did nothing wrong ever. Okay, William Shatner is an actor. I want to say Shakespearean trained actor. He's a little flamboyant. He's energetic. He might be a bit of a diva. Fucking earned it. If there's few people on this planet who've earned the diva, like William Shatner is it. And so many people got mad. They just got mad at the attention he got because Captain Kirk was the GOAT. Kurtzman and his crew don't like him. They just flat out don't like him. And it might go back to the JJ
we know
days.
why.
Yeah.
No, it's the George Takei. That's
it's
why.
George Takei, and he's a white male. There's that. He's just flat out a white male, but it's George Takei behind the scenes. And that's fine. Because Kurtzman Trek is forgettable trash that nobody will remember in 6 fucking months. By the way, season 5 Star Trek Discovery premieres in a month. You want to talk about a fart in the wind?
Sorry, one of the things that was on my mind because we were talking Firefly as well is one of his like Joss Whedon's like underwriters or whatever submitted a script for an episode, and apparently he like created a bunch of projector slides and presented their script in front of everybody and made fun of it. They would say like it was a horrifying experience where he just made fun of me for how bad my writing was, and I was just like, man, I wonder if the context of that was funny or if it was just absolutely cruel. I have no idea. Like, can you imagine like you write your whole thing and then they just rip into you for like an hour about how awful you are? So right, you'd be like, thanks, bro.
Did he become a better writer because of it?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If
ever play sports? Ever play organized sports in like high school? That's
they make films about this. One called Whiplash.
Yeah.
Where, like, how good do you want to be?
Yeah. Yeah, I got mad at the time, but then I look back on it fondly. It taught me humiliation, shame, and defeat. It's things we need to know. You need to know. You need to know.
And I think, despite the obvious reasons to take so many issues with Joss Whedon, I think everybody has at least one thing from him that they're like, that was awesome, though.
Yeah, there's people who still love him, okay? And the guy made good stuff. He was, listen, creative people are tyrants. They're absolutely tyrants. You think James Cameron's not a tyrant? You don't think?
Oh, yeah.
You think the minute that guy stopped making money, he would get fucking destroyed? Dude.
Why do you think he's doing his turn now?
His male feminist turn? Yeah. Well, married 5 times. You know, hey, maybe the 5th one got it right. You know, no, don't mean to judge there, but
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Hoping number 5 works out. The upcoming Star Wars film, which is supposedly to see Rey and a new Jedi Order. Basically, she steals all of Luke Skywalker's valor some more. But you know what? On the bright side, it takes 2 women to steal Luke Skywalker's valor. Ahsoka and Rey.
And they're still trying to this day.
And they can't.
Separate out all of the,
has already survived 1 round of Star Wars cancellations. It also underwent a previous development shakeup when Watchmen creator Damon Lindelof, by the way, Watchmen, the series, he didn't create anything. He made a sequel to the comic book, not the movie. And it was, the worst race baiting trash I've ever seen. By far. It was just race baiting garbage. created by David. I don't know. Again, Word of Wolf made a perfect video about the first episode. It's out there on the interwebs. Find it. And Justin Britt Gibson from Into the Badlands decided to step back from writing and the project altogether. Following their exit, the studio brought Peaky Blinders filmmaker Stephen Knight on to open the Penfield. That might be, there's Stephen D. Knight. There's Stephen Knight. I don't know if I'm confusing him, but
I was actually going to ask you about that because I was getting confused myself.
Yeah. Or at least to finish what Lindelof and Gibson had started. Yeah, Stephen Knight, Peaky Blinders, wrote Taboo, which was fucking awesome. However, a recent update from Jason Ward on his making Jason Ward, who said, "Why can't a woman make Star Wars? Why is so many people upset about a woman making Star Wars?" Nobody was upset about a woman. They were upset about an activist. You disingenuous cunt. Livestream revealed that insider sources say a draft of the Star Wars film has yet to be written. I was told that Knight hasn't written it. He hasn't got to it. The scheduling and the stars did not align. Oh, nice line there. Ward said regarding Knight's draft. However, he clarified that he doesn't necessarily mean it's not happening, but simply that it hasn't happened yet. This massive delay may be partially due to the response from the fucking announcement again, due to Knight's attempt to finish the screenplay for his Peaky Blinders movie, which I'm actually interested in seeing, which is scheduled to begin production this summer. Well, considering it's coming out in 2026, I think he's probably still got a little time. I mean, realistically. It was believed until recently that the Rey Skywalker movie would be the next Star Wars film to hit the theaters after Lucasfilm's long break from theatrical releases. However, this week, Jon Favreau's Star Wars flick, The Mandalorian and Grogu, was pushed to the front of the line and set to begin filming this year. Before the news, Grogu had been rumored to play a significant role in the new Jedi Order storyline.
Doing what? He can't fucking talk. Fucking lift stealing somebody's ball.
I know. Is he going to keep sneak eating frogs so girls can go, ooh, he's so cute. Oh my God. Imagine a fucking theater of that. I would rather die. I would rather fucking die. Stick pencils and a drill in my ear. Stop it.
We were doing a podcast with Star Wars Theory, and it was funny. He was asking, like, so where would you take Grogu? Both Ryan Kittle and I think Draco were both just like, kill it now.
Kill him. You have to kill him. Because, okay, folks, he's going to have to talk at some point. He's going to have to start talking, and that's going to ruin him. He will no longer be baby Yoda. He'll be toddler Yoda. So which way do you go with talking? Is he going to be a wise little toddler that makes a little cute little wise Yoda isms, and you just make him baby Yoda? Is that moving Star Wars forward? Really?
What is Star Wars? What is Star Wars?
It is Disney's bad impression of Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, in terms of the sheer percentage of content now, it's like Disney dwarfs the prequels and the OT.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's funny how none of it's memorable at all.
No, none of it
at all. People can rave about Rogue One. Rogue One doesn't have that Darth Vader scene at the end. Nobody fucking talks about it.
People don't even
it's a bore
they don't
fest.
rave about it. They just highlight
fine.
it a little bit different because the sequels are such unabated trash that like Rogue One comes across as like, yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah, but you know what they never talk about with Rogue One?
The characters.
Exactly.
What about Han Solo?
Because they are all so forgettable.
Except the robot.
But that's Andy Tudyk. Andy Tudyk's got a lot of personality about him.
Yep. The robot had more personality than any of the humans in the movie.
Exactly. And what does that say?
Andy Tudyk?
Andy, what did I say?
No, you just said Andy.
It's Alan.
His name's Alan.
Alan, sorry.
So racist.
Next
you'll say white people all look the same.
All white people look the same. They do.
Yeah, I just can't tell one whitey from another. Fucking crackers.
Peckerwoods.
They disgust me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vile trash.
People.
While the news shocked many fans, the first red flags, dude, Disney is all red flags. You know, Six Flags Magic Mountain, the park. It should be Disney red flags. That's what it should be. Disney red flags. That's all they are.
Only 6 of them. Damn.
Six Flags. Well, Six Flags is the name of a park. It's the.
No, I know. I'm saying that the Disney equivalent would have a hell of a lot more than 6.
Oh, it would be 69 flags. It would be 100, 1,000 red flags.
numbers don't go that high. You
No.
know?
Magic Mountain is where you went when you hit your teenage years. You stopped going to Disneyland and you went to Magic Mountain because it was just all roller coasters. Really frightening roller coasters. The Ray actor claims she knew the story, saying to Collider, "I'm very excited. The story is cool. I'm waiting to read the script because obviously I don't have any other updates. It's not what I expected, but I'm very excited." Although the rumors about the film include although other rumors about the film, including which villains will appear in the Star Wars movie, have circulated, Knight's writing setbacks, Ridley's recent admission, and the announcement of a different Star Wars story taking precedence may spell trouble for the Rey movie. If it makes it to production, the film will be directed by a Canadian, Pakistani, documentarian, female of color, Pakistani activist, filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. They forgot some of those, titles. And it will likely feature many of the same returning characters. For now, a race-centric sequel is still listed on the Lucasfilm Star Wars slate, and its completion could be a matter of waiting for Knight to finish his Peaky Blinders feature. Fans shouldn't hold their breath, however, as a completed draft of the new Jedi Order movie probably doesn't even exist yet.
No, not even a chance of it being completed in any capacity. Not even a first draft.
Well, it's going to join a whole graveyard of Star Wars movies. It's actually kind of insane at this point.
Oh, well.
There's this constant mess, this crying, this fear in the background of Lucasfilm not knowing what film they're supposed to focus on. And they've taken so long to figure it out. We haven't had one now in forever.
If only they had a leader.
I know, right?
The thing is, as soon as they release one, it's over. Because then the box office can't lie. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, maybe we should just not release one. Maybe we should just stop with Star Wars. Then we're all like, oh, they finally figured it out.
Well, yeah, that I kind of posted about that a couple of days ago when they announced another fucking Star Trek prequel that nobody gives a shit about. This is to this is to get investors. They do this because we're putting it in development. It's not production. We're thinking about making this movie. In other words, please come and give us money. So they're trying to get investors into the film. They're trying to give the investors into the company, the shareholders, something to get excited about, and they keep fucking falling for it. It looks like they're not falling for it anymore, and that's where that's where change finally starts to happen. When like, hey man, haven't they like announced? I mean, I don't even know the number anymore, guys. Is it 6 or 7? It's 6 or 7, maybe 8 Star Wars films that they haven't made.
What idea can you even be sold on now, too? Because if they said, we got a movie coming up, it's going to have Han, Luke, and Leia, like, well, you already destroyed that. It's like, okay, Boba Fett. Like, why would you involve Obi-Wan? It's like, no, you've done all of it. You've got anything?
Lando, that was meant to be a film as well.
Why the fuck would?
Yeah, where's the Lando show? Where's the droids? They announced the droid show too. Like, I think it's animated, but they announced a droid show.
Lando electrocuted himself fucking his robot.
If they just straight up announced, and with Stephen Knight writing it, and like he had full control, a Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen live action Clone Wars TV show that was like, I don't know, a stretch of maybe like a half, like 14 episode season.
In between, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, kind of like Tartakovsky's. Yeah, that would probably do pretty well, but it still wouldn't it's never going to achieve what they achieved before. But that would be something I think would be somewhat successful. but you're still.
I feel like people would actually be like, "Ooh,"
but you're still not moving anything forward. And the fact of the matter is, and this is the harsh fucking truth of Star Wars, the people who are still holding the flame for Star Wars were the EU fans, were the guys who like kind of went in after the prequels and dived into the books and kind of kept that going. Those were the hardcore fans. The OGs like me saw the prequels and went, we're good. I'm good. I read some of the books, but we're good. They're never going to achieve
the games, Gary. The games.
I can't speak for the games. Well, no, I did. I played the Vector Graphics Star Wars game and the Vector Graphics Empire Strikes Back game, and I fucking loved it. But no, I didn't play any video games. But yes, that's still a small dude. That is minuscule compared to the people who watched the original trilogy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So those fandoms were like, they were hanging on and they were like next generation. That's fine. But we were also kind of like, we're good. We're good. I've seen enough. And the one chance was Han, Luke, and Leia, because Han, Luke, and Leia and Darth Vader are still fucking Star Wars. That's just what they are. You can I'll add Anakin, young Anakin. That's Star Wars too. But you need to move it forward now. And Disney has completely failed at that. As a matter of fact, they moved it backwards. And now it's just dead. So all that's left is mockery and anger. That's
and
the
baby
only
Yoda.
And baby fucking Yoda.
Oh my god! Imagine telling yourself that after like Return of the Jedi came out. Like, what a fucking joke.
So,
which do you think is harder to believe, the fate of Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, or the MCU?
Yes.
Back in any of their primes.
Ooh. Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think Doctor Who's got to be a huge contender there.
Doctor Who is the most murder. Like, it is number one how they murdered it. Like, it is incredible because there is a world where you can just cut off Disney Star Wars and go, no, just George Lucas Star Wars. I'm good. And it's still, but like going back in time and removing the first Doctor in your canon is unconscionable. It is fucking total vandalization, total disrespect to everybody who came before and created this. Slapping the face to the OGs. Slapping the face of the OG fans who carried the torch for this show and made it possible for it to be rejuvenated in the way it was. It's absolutely pissing on the fandom for doing that.
And it was done to erase the white history of the Doctor.
It was done out of malice.
It wasn't done through a creative decision. It wasn't done because they thought it was a really interesting idea and avenue to take the Doctor down. It was done to erase 55 years of a straight white male Doctor because the BBC are full of fucking scum. Defund the BBC. Defund it right fucking now. Decriminalize not paying your TV license. If they want to start creating this shit, make them pay for it. Make them get advertisers. Make them get investors. But make them pay for it, not the British fucking public. Because that's why Doctor Who was destroyed. Because far left ideology, far left scumbags. That's it. It's far left scumbags. And you tell me ideology isn't a fucking destructive force. You tell me that inclusion and diversity is a good thing. No, it's destructive. It's destructive in all its pathways and avenues because all it's set there to do is to actually exclude. It's as projectionary as their fucking politics. Inclusion means exclude. Diversity means to get rid of white. These are the two true terminologies of hidden behind these words. So if you want to create this fucking bullshit, do what Disney's doing. You make it off your own dime and lose hundreds of millions of dollars. We don't give a fuck. That's your fucking problem. Now where are you? You fucked every franchise you got. You fucked Marvel. You fucked Lucasfilm. You fucked Disney. You fucked Pixar. Everything's all fucked there. Good. You destroyed yourself with that. But the BBC, fuck off with the British public. You want to pay for that? You want to make that crap? Fucking pay for it, scum.
They had to get Disney to come pay for it. Remember, Doctor was canceled, folks. Doctor Who was canceled. Russell T Davies comes back, and what's the first thing he does? Aligns with Disney and makes a groomer episode.
Yep.
Kind of hard to shake that bad rep when you release that deleted scene from the Marvels where the in character 16-year-old Marvel is thought to be married to Captain Marvel by Valkyrie, and then you follow it up with a strap-on joke. I'm all for dirty. I'm all for dirty humor and all that shit. I'm not a prude or anything. I'm just saying, you know what? You got a bit of a fucking rep, and that's what you want to fucking put out in a kids movie, in what you say is a kids movie. And Russell T Davies directly said that first episode of Doctor Who was written for children.
Yeah.
I can't imagine where you got that reputation.
Scum.
Wood chipper.
Fucking scum. Wood chipper, they're all.
Okay, so yeah, it's completely believable that Disney. I think Disney would leak a story saying they weren't involved in this announcement. I think they would absolutely do that. I think Disney would get out ahead. No, they have done it. We've already caught them doing it. They're trying to control information. They can't even control the information coming out of their own place from their own people anymore. It's such a fucking shit show over there. How anybody could possibly think at this point in time that they could turn things around with any... A Mando Grogu film will require homework. How well has that done? How well did the Marvels do?
Okay, wait. What homework?
You got to watch Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3. Ahsoka probably. Boba Fett. That would be just off the top of my head.
All right. So run with me on this for a second, but let's pretend I've seen none of it, and I'm about to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu with you.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, Gary, what do I need to know in order to really be able to understand this story?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Holy shit. Do you have an hour? I'd have to break down. Okay. So a bounty hunter who was an orphan finds a baby that's a Jedi that they might or might not have cloned with Imperial remnants, saves the baby from evil Empire remnant who wants to clone himself into Jedis. The puppet baby beats him, and then Mandalorian finds the black lightsaber, which basically is his dick, and he hands it over to Bo-Katan, who you have to know from a Clone Wars animated show that you need to watch. I just added that, by the way. 7 seasons of, and now it's about her.
But it's not.
And Lizzo's in it.
And now it's about her, but now it's not.
Well, so this is kind of my point of view. It's a bit different. It would be like, you see, Mandalorian, he was young when his parents were killed in the Clone Wars by the CIS, and they invaded his planet and raised it, and so that's given him a very strong, hatred of droids and anything mechanical that he loses in season 2. So I guess everything I just said is pointless. You don't need to know anybody of that because it's not going to play into fucking anything going forward. Okay, well, it's like, but he was a part of a bounty hunting tribe type system that took jobs and that he essentially betrayed in order to protect one of his bounties, and all of them died in a fight against his Mandalorian clan. That's never really come up again. You don't really need to know that. That's ancient history that's nobody cares about. Season 1 stuff. Okay, Gina Carano's character completely removed. Nobody cares or mentions her anymore. She's it's all gone. It's like, okay, what else we got? It's I guess the fucking Darksaber. What's the deal with that? It's like, well, if you really want to know where the Darksaber comes from, you need to watch a completely different show. Do you see what I'm getting at? It's such a weird fucking. If you wrote a guide for what you need to know and what you don't need to know, I feel like what you don't need to know is actually bigger, even though it's events.
Exactly. So you're right. So, sorry, I'll redo that. It's the Mandalorian season 1 through 3, Boba Fett, Ahsoka. All the Clone Wars and Rebels, and probably a Bad Batch episode or 2. Wait, no. Play this, X-Ray Girl. This will explain it. This is all you need to know to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu. If you share this, just hit. Start at the beginning. Start at the beginning. There we go.
Oh no, we can't do our mission.
Oh, my YouTube's.
Oh, this is so good.
Oh no, we can't do our mission because we're out of milk. Guess.
What are you doing? I can hear it.
Can hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
We better get some of this new planet. Hey, we just need to get some milk.
We don't like Mandalorians, but we'll give you some milk if you kill the warlord monster bandit that's been using our Wi-Fi. Okay, well, here's your milk. Wait a second.
Oh no, Baby Yoda drank all the milk.
That's all you need to know.
Literally, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I think a movie is probably going to be about shit that just, like, isn't relevant to the other seasons, even if Bo-Katan and fucking Ahsoka are in it. And you know what? If Ahsoka is in the Mandalorian movie, that's even more homework. Insane levels of homework.
Yeah, you got to do Rebels as well.
You got
Rebels, Clone Wars, and Ahsoka's season.
Yeah. It's.
I think it's going to be a smash hit.
Yeah. I think it makes. I was too generous. I said worldwide $500 million. I think it makes 300 million. I think $350 million worldwide on a $300 million budget.
I've got nothing for this one. I actually have no fucking clue what this one would do.
That'll be my guess. The Rey movie will be a little cheaper. It'll be $275 million. Disney will say we'll cut back on the budget. There's no fucking way. For one, no effects companies are going to work for them anymore, so they're going to have to create their own, and they're going to have to pay in-house people, and it will be the cost will be glorious, that one will be a Marvel's level flop easily. It will not make $100 million fucking dollars in the U.S. It will be a Marvel's level.
Why would
flop.
it? Why should it?
Yeah.
Why should it? Because brand. That's all they're relying on
what
now.
Brand? What brand?
I was going to say, what have they always relied on as that?
Brand.
Well, these days, they're actually running out of brand to rely on.
Ahsoka, the season made no fucking
Oh my
sense.
God. I hope somebody turns something red and Vader's in it. That's the fan base they have now.
I'm torn up inside because the guy who was into me 10 years ago sacrificed himself so we could live, and over the course of those 10 years, I kind of think maybe I'm into him. So I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna bring him back. But when I go find him, I'm gonna tell him that actually I just want to be mates.
That's Ahsoka. What's up, bro?
I like as well how it's like, wait, that's Ahsoka? You're like, well, not the character.
No. It's Sabine.
She was barely in it.
That's what I mean. It's funny that Ahsoka herself isn't doing much in that season.
I'm sorry, Ahsoka.
Dude, people going fucking wild over the fact that she was crossing her arms.
Yeah, because they did it. They crossed her arms in the cartoon. I'm all okay.
I said this on yesterday's stream, right? I was getting annoyed because Theory was talking about how there's some stuff about what's going to be happening next, and Drink and Ryan were talking about different characters, where they might go, who they might meet, all this other stuff. And I was just like, have you noticed that no one, when it comes to Star Wars, ever talks about anyone's journeys, as in like what they're gonna have to go through, who they might change into? Every fucking time it's about, you ever wanted to see Darth Maul go to Mustafar? It's like,
that's the crop of writers. That's what you brought in, a bunch of inexperienced writers based on their identity, and they don't know how to fucking write. They don't know what people are like. We saw that in Echo. It's like there's this great opportunity. You have ancestors that she can connect to talk to maybe go over her past sins to lead her to a redemptive. Like, that's the first thing I go to when I think of it. I'm not even a fucking writer. That didn't even cross their mind. Didn't even cross their fucking mind.
People talk about like, oh, I hope Balin goes to the ancient temple for Mortis. I hope Thrawn goes to Coruscant. I hope this person goes here, and
I
I
hope
this
we
person
see a
goes,
helicopter
like,
lightsaber.
Nobody.
I hope we see this obscure ship. I know. It's like, do you want to know how they got that ship? How they got there? Do you know why they want to go there? Like, do you want to ask any of these questions? Do they matter to you at all?
I hope we see a Padawan who managed to survive the massacre at the Jedi Temple on Order 66, enact her revenge on the Empire by murdering Jedi.
When you say it out loud.
Fucking characters, man. Damn.
When you say it out loud, it makes it worse. It's like saying the plot for Indiana Jones.
Gary, they wrote it.
And the Dial of Destiny is the best plot synopsis of all time. Indiana Jones and his partner race to save Hitler.
And they're unsuccessful because of the Romans.
And they're unsuccessful because of the Romans.
What a stupid fucking movie.
Holy shit.
You know, whoever wrote that, like, definitively is just in a cave. Like, I don't understand what didn't work about it.
Well, obviously it was
Never will.
It was all the YouTubers.
You need that scene where they burst into like Hitler's office and Mads Mikkelsen's got a gun on him and
Hitler, get down!
Indiana Jones comes in and goes, "Comes with me if you want to live."
And Hitler's just like, oh, and he's holding Hitler in his arms. Like, he's holding Hitler in his arms and he's running, and Hitler's like holding on around his neck.
You have that scene in the car as they're getting out of the mental asylum with instead of the T-1000 chasing them, it's fucking Mads Mikkelsen. And they're all shooting him. And Hitler's like, I need another mag. Come on.
They're gaining on us. They're gaining on us.
As Hitler was gone in the like refinery or whatever, it's like, no, Hitler, no, don't leave me. And then Hitler has to 1v1 Mads Mikkelsen with the Spaz 12.
Try to explain the Disney trilogy in like 3 sentences.
No.
Oh no.
Woman steals Luke's name.
That's pretty it. That's pretty much it.
For me, it's forgettable.
It's all forgettable. It was all garbage. Hey, maybe we can find that.
Somehow
article.
the Emperor returned.
Yeah.
Maybe we could. Could you? Since we're on Star Wars, it was the Telegraph. I tweeted about it yesterday, and it's no, day before yesterday. Days pass so much faster when you're old. And it's about J.J. Abrams. Here, I'll get you the headline because we should talk. Oh yeah, it says from the Telegraph. It's from the next Spielberg to Star Wars pariah. Why J.J. Abrams stopped making movies. Pull that one up.
Because he's shit.
Do they actually have any insight, or are they just going off what everyone sees, which is he ran away after Rise of Skywalker?
They have no. But that's the great thing about these articles is we can offer the insight that they miss.
True. They are the vehicle from which we ride into the splendor of glorificus.
Glorificus. my magnificent glorificus.
I've got an announcement to make.
What?
I've got an announcement to make.
Oh, is that something that you intend to announce but never deliver on? Because that's what the definition is from now on.
Yeah.
Lock it in, yay!
My announcement is there will be an announcement coming soon.
Okay.
Okay.
We plan on making something, maybe.
Don't hold us to that, though.
Don't hold us to that. We're not trying to like drum up excitement because our stock is at rock bottom right now, and it's been nothing but the only thing you hear from Disney Star Wars is bad news. That's the only thing you hear, which is great for us, not good for fans. Yes, from the next Spielberg, which he never was.
Nope.
Babysat his fucking kids, by the way. To Star Wars pariah. Why Jar Jar Abrams stopped making films? Because people figured out he sucked. But let's continue.
Just on that note, by the way, Spielberg has made Spielberg's one of the most incredible filmmakers that exist. He's made like several great films that have completely different genres. It's super impressive. Out of curiosity, everyone here, what's your favorite Spielberg film?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, God, that's a toughie.
It is a toughie.
That's a real toughie.
Oh, it isn't. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Not tough at all.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Last Crusade.
Interesting. Okay. Saving Private Ryan for me. I adore that film.
Those are all
I wanna
great,
watch
great
that
films.
film.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is better.
Jurassic Park. Oh, I love
I'm not
that
arguing
movie.
because I'm not arguing with that. Just
should do
because
a
it's a
stream where
great
we
film.
argue that at some point.
We're talking nth degrees with Raiders and Last Crusade.
I can't speak for his last few, but what's the of his great era? What's the only one he wrote?
Was it Raiders?
E.T. Jaws.
Close Encounters?
Yes.
Ah.
Great movie. But yeah, Jaws, Close Encounters, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, yes.
The man-
and then produced like produced Back to the Future, Poltergeist, like just fucking greatness.
That's what I mean. So he's not just someone who made like a great film or several great films. He made many great films across so many genres. The idea that Abrams was anywhere. Abrams made 0 great films.
0. He made an interesting TV show for a couple of seasons that went off the rails. I still watch.
What are you talking about?
Alias.
Lost, Alias? Or...
No, Lost. I watched one season of Lost and went, this is fucking going nowhere. And because I had already seen Alias and I saw Alias go go nowhere, and I'm like, I'm not sitting through this again. I gave up after one season. I'd say
he's a bit like Moffat. But Moffat's a lot better.
Moffat's better.
He's all set up and no payoff.
Yeah. Fringe was like the only thing I liked, and kind of like watched all the way through. Although that went off the rails at the end too. But I would say if you put a gun to my head, like what did he make that I like? Well, the Mission Impossible movie. I thought that was good. And but that was like the third one.
I feel like Philip Seymour Hoffman's the reason people say that's good. I don't think it's the writing.
He's Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission
mystery.
Impossible 3 is
It's
amazing.
absolutely
It's
mystery. It's a mystery box movie.
Yeah, I
absolutely
rewatched
mystery
it
box.
ahead of Dead Reckoning, and I was like, man, take out Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I really don't think this movie
But
holds up very well at all.
To be fair, which I don't like Jar Jar. If you watch the Mission Impossible series that I grew up on, it's kind of like it was. It was very vague, and they didn't offer answers on stuff.
Also, coming off Mission Impossible 2, it felt like Citizen Kane.
Yes, that might have something to do with it, because the fourth one that was directed by Brad Bird was fucking great. So, yeah.
I watched them all recently. I watched them all from start to finish. Didn't I, Gary?
Yes. We all did, yeah.
And it's so weird how Mission Impossible, it's not weird, but Mission Impossible 2 is it's not like the bastard child. It's like the bastard child which never existed, that lived in a different country, that somehow managed to steal all your Nigerian prince lottery money.
Dude,
It's wacky too, because Brian De Palma, right, is the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. How did you go from 1 to 2? How did that happen?
Many years, and at the time, people liked the movie, but there was a lot of people in my camp who were completely pissed that they made Mr. Phelps a bad guy. I was fucking furious. I walked out of the movie. Fuck that movie. It's like that's like making Captain Kirk the bad guy. I was like, fuck you. So I was mad.
I think it's awesome.
I'm a little softer on it now, but dude, I was pissed at the time.
The thing about especially rewatching the first one, I was like, man, remember when they were able to just make the sneaking into a room to avoid the sensors? That's like more tense than most action films can pull off any kind of like tense sequence these days. Makes me sad to think about it, I guess. But yes, Fallout wins every time for me.
Yeah,
out of that series.
Fallout wins. I agree with that.
Ghost
Protocol is like a close second.
Yeah, they're really good. 4, 5, 6 is so fucking good.
But let's go back to like this.
I love
Jar
the
Jar
American-
Jar Jar was never going to be Spielberg. Hollywood needed one, but if you look back, there'll never be another Spielberg ever again. Spielberg's not even Spielberg anymore. He can't even do Spielberg anymore because he went full on Hollywood. If you remember at the time, folks, for us olds, he was outside of the system. They did not like him. They did not give his movie. All of his E.T. should have won Best Picture. Raiders of the Lost Ark should have won Best Picture. Like easily, both of those films should have won Best Picture, and they didn't because Hollywood didn't like him. Hollywood didn't like him at the time. Hollywood wasn't a big fan of George Lucas either. Star Wars should have won Best, but fucking Star Wars, Empire, both should have won Best Picture. Empire wasn't even nominated. Wasn't even
Honestly,
fucking nominated.
We talked about this in the Lord of the Rings EFAP movies, but like I feel like the only reason the Return of the King managed to get that Best Picture is because the other two. It would be like it would get so absurd if they snubbed all three movies in a row. That like they probably felt like, oh fuck, we're gonna have to give it to Return of the King.
Right. What is the only reason people know the movie Annie Hall or Chariots of Fire is because they beat Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars for Best Picture. Otherwise, they'd be completely fucking forgotten. Or maybe some film, some film heads from the 70s will go, Annie Hall, fuck Woody Allen, overrated. Fucking not funny. Don't like.
I'm sorry the Raiders didn't get Best Picture. It deserved it. Okay,
it absolutely deserved it. Hey, Chariots of Fire, great soundtrack. Boring fucking movie. Boring as fuck. And not remembered. Are people still talking about? Like, no. Are people buying the 4K of Chariots of Fire? Is it even in 4K? Probably not. Probably not. Fuck Chariots of Fire. You fucking slow Brits running the good soundtrack. The one-time blockbuster wonderkind, he never was, has seemingly been banished to director jail since The Rise of Skywalker. Is it time to forgive him? No, because he should have been banned before that. What he did was he latched on to previously known properties, put a bunch of fucking lens flare and shiny set shit that even fooled me. Like with the Star Trek movie, I was like, it was weird to see the original cast get recast, but it's like, this is an alternate universe. I was fine with that. I'm like, okay, it's a gimmicky thing, whatever. It won't last forever. And guess what? It didn't. But man, that was, and Force Awakens was fool's gold. It should have been obvious to fucking everybody at that time. But no, they kept going.
I got fooled by it.
I got fooled by it.
Halfway through Jar Jar Abrams' 2009 Star Trek movie, Chris Pine's Captain Kirk is exiled to a barren ice planet, abandoned by a friend and foe alike. He must eke out an existence in an empty wasteland. Little could he have suspected. By the way, they completely ripped that off from Star Trek 6.
Gary, what does Vulcan not have?
What does Vulcan not have? A moon?
Mm-hmm. A moon.
Yeah. Well, apparently it does. Hey, what doesn't have Vulcan?
What doesn't have Vulcan?
The Kelvin timeline.
Oh.
Because they fucking blew it up.
Destroyed it. And Romulus.
And Romulus.
Yeah, wasn't
which means Remus is destroyed as well.
Yes, it is.
It's really funny to consider that as well alongside it wasn't one of the earlier scripts for TFA. He was going to blow up Coruscant, but they changed it to the Hosnian system because they don't even know what it is. And it's just like, why does JJ want to blow up some of the most famous planets in these sci-fi?
If you watch the special features to Star Trek 09, Star Trek Discovery, and anything around JJ's realm, you'll notice a little theme. It looks cool.
Yeah.
There's no thought into shit. Why? So looking cool is it's junk food. It's junk food. The reason Star Wars, which was called junk food by some critics at the time, was not junk food because the looking cool had meaning behind it. It led up to stuff. Alderaan blowing up had a powerful impact in that. That was even when I was a kid and I was 7, I wasn't completely understanding everything I was seeing on the screen. All right, I was fucking 7. But that had impact. Like the theater was quiet. They're like, whoa, they actually did it. Like everybody thought like last minute they'll stop or something. And they actually did it. And I was like, wow. It's called, emotional impact. It's a reason for having it there. It's like, no, now we're gonna blow up 6 planets because bazow, it looks cool. So little could he have suspected at the time, but a similar destiny awaited Abrams. Fetid Milky Bar Kid look-alike, and at the point, boy wonder of America popcorn cinema, anointed by Hollywood, not the fandom. He's been marooned on his own figurative ice planet since December of 2019. Which is when we brought down the curtain on Disney's lamentable Star Wars.
Lamentable.
You mean fucking shitty? Let's just speak in plain language, folks. Fucking shitty Star Wars. Shit Clown Wars. Star Wars trilogy with one of the worst films ever made, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm here with real talk, folks, because I'm not going to use them big words that the elites use. Shit Clown Wars.
Yep.
Rise of Skywalker grossed $1 billion in Fool's Gold, the minimum bar for any new Star Wars movie, and was the 7th highest earning feature globally in 2019. So on paper, not a disaster, but in terms of harm inflicted, by the way, a Star Wars movie.
Whoa,
Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah, well, easy now. That doesn't take into consideration budget, marketing, and that film barely, if it did, eke out a profit.
No.
It was a disaster for them. They destroyed the merchandise with The Last Jedi, so no merchandise was being sold, because that's now dead. The biggest thing for George Lucas, the fucking toy sales that he got, the merchandise sales that he got, Alec Guinness got himself a cut. Harrison Ford got himself a cut of this merchandise. Huge. Disney, they killed it. Killed the merchandise train. Fuck. It's a disaster.
They did, and that's where they made all of their money. And rumors were always around that movie cost well north of $300 million. Some have said $400 million. Some have even said $500 million. That's how much that fucking movie cost, because they were making it up as they were going. Which Daisy Ridley told on. She's like, oh, I'm going to be Palpatine, or maybe not. Maybe I am. I don't know. And this was during filming.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy's such a fucking idiot. He's been marooned, blah, blah, blah. It cost $1 billion. By the way, it was the 7th highest earning film in 2019 at over $1 billion. Does that tell you how much Hollywood has fallen? And look at the year they're going to have this year. They might not have one $1 billion movie.
I mean, yeah, well, it's and kind of on what Az said, like they limped across the finish line in terms of completing Rise of Skywalker, and you know that when they all saw that result, they were like, well, at least we fucking finished it. At least we can claim the Skywalker saga is complete. Ugh.
How's it complete? The woman at the end says, my name's Rey Palpatine Skywalker. So she's continuing the Skywalker. So
but it doesn't make sense. His first prequel trilogy is Anakin, OT is Luke, and the sequel trilogy is Rey, and they're all Skywalkers.
No, they're not. One is not the same as the others.
One is a skin-walking piece of shit. God, it's so fucked up.
Oh my God.
We were talking about like potential if you had to make a Rey film, but one of my ideas I was like, she's found out, like she tries to sell herself to Skywalker, but like several planets despise her because she's the last living remnant of like Palpatines, and then she's like hated and outcasted, and she can't find work anywhere, and she's just like a hobo, and then
stripper,
stripper,
a stripper in Mos Eisley.
And then,
a force stripper. She could take her clothes off with her mind.
Some guy finds a plucky new hero who's very much.
She could take them dollars with the force, put them in her own G-string.
I'm not against these ideas. I'm just saying. I don't think Disney's gonna do them, but yeah, you'd have her be all depressed and sad, and then some guy, some really strong, courageous, brave man has to tell her that it's okay and that she can come back and that she'll make it, and then she can just die. She can just fade into the force, the fart, when some group of people are being attacked on an ice planet or something. And then if anyone complains, be like, "Hey, she's old." Okay.
Yeah.
She's gone on. So
She needed the money.
How old's Daisy Ridley? Like 32 or something?
She's not old.
no, I mean, that's what everyone says about Luke as to why he's fucking assassinated. It's like, hey, well, he's old. So in this case, we'll just age her up and then say she's old. So we can
He's
do whatever
not
we want.
old. He's like 60. He's not like 75. He's like in his 60s. That's not fucking old. No, I can describe the Disney trilogy in a sentence, I believe. Palpatine somehow returns to successfully wipe out the Skywalker line. The end.
Hey.
That's it.
Rey starts off with Rey. She trips up on the carpet and skewers her head on a lightsaber. Then we move to another character completely.
That's too obvious. We've got to destroy her before she dies, okay?
Think of
This is
Terminator
not your
Dark
fantasy.
Fate. They have her in the beginning and they just fucking kill her. Terminator.
Luke Skywalker with a shotgun.
Terminator Dark Fate's so bad. I heard you talking about that too. Holy shit. You want to talk about fucking up a movie in 5 minutes? It's unbelievable. Oh.
I was in the fucking theater. Do you remember how they opened that film? It's with Sarah Connor's like speech about the future in T2,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, this is a good tone setter. What have we got? They fucking kill John Connor right after.
They
that.
kill John Connor and replace him with the little Mexican girl. And
My name is
and made it an immigration allegory and anti-natalism. Fucking Sarah Connor's like, we're just
only watch you
vessels
for your
for
womb."
men. Nah. Oh God.
No, it's so insulting.
I wanted
when
to
you've
terminate
seen-
myself watching that. Jesus.
It's like a Terminator fan's worst nightmare. That fucking movie.
It's a fever dream. It's an intersectional feminist fucking fever dream. This is gonna piss off misogynists. Yeah, it pissed off misogynists and everyone else and ticket buyers. Apparently scared them away too. So bad that the director had to admit it, which was great. He's like, maybe I went a little strong on that. Yeah, you
Maybe I
did.
completely fucked up.
None of the cast have gone on to bigger and better things. Obviously, with the possible exception of John Boyega, who starred in Steve McQueen's excellent Red, White, and Blue, and has since complained his Star Wars character Finn was sidelined due to race. Disney, it was on the poster for China. He ain't wrong about that. No lies detected. For its part, continues to struggle to prove that it was a worthy custodian of Star Wars. It has suffered fresh criticism from the recent announcement. It's bringing back Daisy Ridley's intergalactic girl boss, Rey, for a sequel to the sequel trilogy nobody, Ridley's agents aside, wanted.
Wow. Now, if you
There's
could
some
just
truth
take
right
those
there. I
words,
like
Gary,
that.
Rearrange them into a sentence that makes fucking sense.
However, most of the damage was sustained by Abrams, not so much sent to director jail as exiled. However, most of the damage was sustained by Abrams, not so much sent to director's jail as exiled to a director's prison planet in Hollywood's equivalent of the Outer Rim. He's rimming. He's outer rimming. Yeah.
Is it him not wanting to make anything? Is it them not letting him make something, or is it a combination?
Well, he did want to make something. He developed a series. They spent tens of millions of dollars on a series that he developed for HBO that they said, no, thank you. Told him to fuck off. So that was the last thing he made.
He's making a Superman film, remember, Gary?
Oh, with is it
Ta-Nehisi
Coates. That's right. It's totally being made.
Totally.
Oh, and he's going to redo Kroll. I heard he's going to do fucking Kroll. The fuck off. No, I don't. There's no desire. For one, what also didn't, and I'll see if they bring it up. He took almost $250 million from Warner Brothers as an exclusive, first rights deal, and delivered the one very expensive show they said no to.
Oh,
and
Can
helped.
we get Kevin Sorbo on the FNT?
Maybe, yeah. That's random.
Yeah, what the fuck? You okay there, As? You
I'm okay. I just need a little bit of time.
Okay, that's fine. So, also, he helped develop the new Batman the Animated Series that people have criticized and they probably forgot that I said it's going to be woke as fuck too. The reason Az and I said that is because they said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said it themselves.
They said it themselves in the fucking
audience.
interviews. Yes, they use the word modern audiences. There's going to be LGBTQ plus representation in the new Batman the Animated Series. That Warner Brothers canceled and licensed out and said somebody else can pay for this. That's fine with me. And I do believe it's Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. Paul Dini is not involved. Bruce Timm is.
Warner made it. Think about it. Warner made it, and they didn't want to put it on their own fucking platform.
They're perfectly fine with if somebody wanted to pay for it, though. It's like, all right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But for anybody who's like, what makes you say it's going to be woke? Go back and watch the initial interviews. We went over them on this show, on Friday Night Tights, on my Nooner. We went over it all where they said it. Just going off what they're saying. Okay, where was I? Oh, Outer Rimming. That's right. In 2009, great satisfaction was taken in his apparent downfall. Nothing triggers Schadenfreude quite like Wunderkind soaring too high and then burning up
Wunderkind.
Wunderkind and the Schadenfreude. Nein!
Wunderkind.
It should have been Wunderkinder. That's what it should have
been. Wunderkinder?
Says who?
On re-entry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what? We've got rimming and re-entry.
What the fuck's going on here? Is this sprockets? This is what happened to Abrams, accused by Star Wars fans of dragging their beloved saga into the gutter. Not just Star Wars. Star Trek 2. Star Trek as well. But now, 3.5 years later, Abrams is finally ready to leave his ice cave with 2 new Star Trek movies that are never going to get made.
What?
Yes, he's going to do 2 new Star Trek movies, apparently.
Uh-huh.
No. Hey, remember when they made the announcement about Star Trek 4, Gary? When they said, Star Trek 4, we're going to talk to the actors and see if they're interested in doing it.
Yes. And that was one of 5 Star Trek 4 announcements. 5. Do you know Star Trek 4 released last year on December 22nd? What'd you think of it?
I kind of forgotten it already.
Yeah, I did too. Well, that was announced on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes announced Star Trek will be in the theaters December 22nd, 2023. People were tweeting it on December 22nd. They're like, how'd you like that Star Trek movie?
Speaking of Star Trek, I recently watched Search for Spock, by the way.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Drinker put me through. He's put me through the 6 original movies. I think is his plan.
Okay. Are you going to watch any of the shows?
I asked him. He's. I was gonna say, do you want to watch I already know some things, and I was like, do you want to watch the TNG movies? And he was just like, no.
What did you think? Fuck of that? Never mind. Search for Spock. What did you think of Wrath of Khan?
I must have told you this already because that was like a year ago. I loved Wrath of Khan. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, there's a video of me and Drinker discussing it extensively if people wanted to know. But yeah,
I still can't watch that ending without getting choked up.
It's excellent.
I can't. Every time. Wrath of Khan, the ending just totally chokes me up.
There's a reason why that's heavily remembered as some of the greatest sci-fi that's ever existed. I get it.
I think.
Well, that was Leonard Nimoy's goodbye.
And then
he wasn't gonna do any more. That was it.
Until they offered him a director's gig.
Then they offered him. Yeah. Then they offered him a director's gig, and he went.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was that, plus the fact that he would have seen Wrath of Khan and the fans' reaction to it and been like, "Shit, man, I don't think we're done yet." Like, you know.
No, that was a total resurgence, and the 80s was about Star Trek movies, man. There was one every other year. It was freaking great. Loved it. The 80s were good. Mostly good. I mean, there was other things that didn't.
There was some other stuff here and there.
Yeah, you know, people like to glorify them and stuff. There, you know, it was really fucking boring a lot of the times. Okay, and boredom is actually good for kids because it gets them to create and do their own thing, for sure. but it was fucking boring. People go, all those great movies. Yeah. But in between their releases, there was Monday through Friday, and there was fucking nothing going on. And our video games weren't like these, giant stories that it was throwing in a quarter for 5 minutes. Like, yeah. Wasn't that great? No internet. We didn't have cell phones. You know how hard drug dealers were to find with no cell phones? Not easy, okay?
You were the drug dealer.
You worked to get that
were
shit,
the drug
okay?
dealer. Yeah.
When I was a kid, yes. When I was a kid. You what?
No, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you off camera.
Nonetheless, there are signs of life from out of the void. Abrams is returning to Star Trek to produce. By the way, he's slithering back to Star Trek that he completely abandoned for Star Wars because it's the only thing he has left. So, wow. It's like going back to your ex-wife because she's the only one he'll take you, or you're an ex-girlfriend like long after you've broken up, and it's just because you're both lonely. It's not out of love. It's not out of anything else.
Star Trek isn't lonely. It needs to be left alone.
Star Trek needs to be fucking left alone. They found a guy who cracked the code. His name was Terry Metalis, and they completely fucking ghosted his ass because these insecure little fucks know the truth. He made them look terrible.
Yeah.
JJ, Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman, they all look, and Michelle Paradise, they all look like rank hack amateurs.
Yep.
Because they are. I digress.
No, you speak truth.
Star Trek to produce via his bad reboot company a prequel to his fucking enough with the prequels. I'm done. I don't give a shit. I don't care what happened before. I don't want to know.
Just a little one, Gary?
None. No. You know what? An epilogue before a movie that moves things forward. Okay? Fuck prequels. I blame George. George brought this whole prequel nonsense upon us. Yes, there are some that are good. Most are shit. A prequel, and a prequel is a very cheap way to write. It's a way to rewrite your canon and completely fuck it up, especially in the hands of this fucking retard, Jar Jar Abrams. A prequel to his 2009 film directed by Toby Haynes, fresh from his collaboration with Tony Gilroy on his Star Wars series Andor. Oh my God, so it'll be boring too. Plans are also moving forward, albeit at warp speed 0 for a fourth entry of the warp speed. That's pretty funny. To the saga proper. Abrams won't be directing either, but whenever he is involved in a project, you can spot his touches a mile away. Yes, you can.
It's not
not good. And so his thumbprints will inevitably be all over new Treks. By the way, there's a complete war between Abrams and Kurtzman now hate each other. And
they do?
They do. And I just think it's good for the universe. I think they fucking hate each other. Yes. They do.
Oh well.
They do.
Nothing was lost.
Nothing of value. As a matter of fact, when I was told that, my smile was undeniable. I just started I almost glowed a little bit. It was great. For fans of pure escapism, this is good news. No, this is horrific news. This is terrible news. For fans of people who are entertained by a laser pointer, that might be good news. You know, if you're like a fucking cat with a laser pointer and you're all over your shower curtain, yeah, maybe.
Extra guilt took personal offense.
That might be good news. Okay, if fidget spinners keep you occupied for hours, that might be good news. Whether it's his Star Trek films or TV shows Lost, Fringe, or Alias, Abrams is a master of pure ejector seat. I thought it said something else.
What?
I thought it said...
Wow.
She knows what I thought. She knows what I thought.
When when you said he's a master of, I was already being like, no.
No.
Whoa.
He's a master of fooling dumb motherfuckers in Hollywood out of a lot of their money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what he's a master of absolute bullshit. Don't let him back in the door. Fuck, Paramount better just sell, like right now. Star Trek is deader than dead, though. It's deader than dead. It had its nice little send-off. By the way, that Picard movie, not happening. It's not a Picard movie. That's total bullshit. The movie was the prequel. That's what they were talking about.
Can we start moving forward with franchises?
That's almost an oxymoron at this point with Hollywood. It's like franchise and move forward. No, the whole reason we have the franchise is that we don't move forward.
Yeah, well, true.
I'll tell you what. Abram was a master of pure ejaculator seat excrement.
Yep.
I wasn't sure about that last word, but
his work is fun for retards. An escape, that's me. An escape hatch on the drudgery of everyday life for people who have room temperature IQs. A place where you go to be entertained because you're dumb. It's good to have him back in the captain's chair.
No.
No,
it's not.
That notwithstanding, the sour taste that lingers in a lot of people's mouths.
His ejaculate, the sour taste of his ejaculate.
Very horny article.
Excrement. Yeah, wow. In the scene which horses charge across the surface of the Star Destroyer, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. I was laughing out loud when I saw that. Oh, God, we've seen so much dumb in science fiction. It's like, let's put horses on a Star Destroyer. Fucking so dumb. Then there were all those cheap fake outs. Chewbacca is dead. Oh, no. And let's not forget the worst Star Wars dialogue ever when Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron see stormtroopers. They fly now. Nobody would deny the film was a disaster. Even Abrams seemed to suspect that he had birthed a turkey when promoting I've never been great at endings. That's what your wife said.
Well, that's why you got an ejaculate when you're giving a sour taste on it, whatever.
Shots fired.
He's not wrong.
I think everyone has to see Rise of Skywalker as the first time Abrams was legally forced to end a story. No, please.
Contractually obligated to end something. He's like, don't make me do it.
I can't do it.
I don't actually think I'm good at anything. Okay, we agree with you.
Agreed.
I appreciate your honesty. I remember his clip before the Rise of Skywalker. It's in my God. That video was so long ago, dude. It was on my USB mic in my room in San Francisco, and I think I'd like quit Tesla like a month before when I did that. But I found the clip of him going, "If you like this movie, I question your sanity." He actually said that.
Well, I didn't even watch it, so I guess that means I'm fucking amazing.
I don't think I'm good at anything, but I know how to begin a story. Ending a story is tough. Then you're not good.
I don't know.
Yes.
Everyone can begin a story. There was a man. There you go. I did it.
Yep.
Yay.
You know what? You could convince. Well, at least he's not convinced. But like, you could convince yourself you're the greatest writer and creator of all time. But if you don't finish anything, you're not. Impressive. George R. Martin. I'm looking at you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
George R. Martin. Over 4,500. 4,005. What is it? I just got to look now. Now I got to look that I brought it up. You know, I looked this up.
How many days?
So many times. I put how many and it auto populates for me to the exact date. 4,571 days since the release of A Dance with Dragons. 4,571 days. That's a long fucking time. Do you know kids have graduated, like kids who are in like fucking elementary school have graduated from high school since the last The Song of Ice and Fire book came out. Holy shit.
Civilizations have risen and fallen.
There's been dude, you're not wrong. If it doesn't come out this year, 4 presidents. Right? So it's or 4 elections. Okay. So Obama in 2012.
Obama.
And then Trump in 2016. And then Biden stole it in 2020. And then the election this year. So there you go. As a backlash built, Abrams was reluctant to defend Skywalker. People who hated it were entitled to their view. It was an opinion toward which he was surprisingly sympathetic. I would say they're right, he said to his jurors, though with the caveat that the minority that enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker also had a valid viewpoint. No, they didn't. They were fucking wrong. That movie was shit. That at least brought people together, but it was unequal. They were mad. Some people were mad that he tried to undo The Last Jedi, and the rest of us were mad that it just existed.
Mm-hmm.
The people who love it more than anything are also right. That's such a fucking Hollywood answer.
What? Yeah.
You know what?
No, they're retarded.
No, they're not right. You're not right. But you can have that opinion. That's the beauty of free speech and expression. You're free to be as wrong as you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're comfortable with your wrong, like we've all said this before, there are movies I enjoy that I would never argue are good. In a million fucking years would I argue they're good movies. It's just like, I enjoy it. It's shit, but I enjoy it. You can have that opinion. All right, scroll down. How much longer is this thing? Jesus Christ, it's
a lot.
That's what she said.
Oh my God. I think we made our point. You can read the rest.
Yeah.
I like the headline because I tweeted out that this is the fuckers organization that while our country was burning during the Summer of Love, a reminder, he makes pretend, and not just he doesn't make indie films or anything. He makes the popcorn of pop culture movies, supposedly pure escapism, as that article said, and his organization on Instagram said enough white comfort during the Summer of Love. So yeah. I just tweeted back on that headline, enough Hollywood comfort. Karma's a bitch, motherfucker.
Wait, does this mean I'm allowed to use pillows now or no? No more white comfort?
You know what? You are allowed to use pillows, and I will fight for your right to use those pillows. You be as comfortable as you want. And that's the thing is like this entertainment industry was turned into a platform for influence and stopped being escapism and tried to social engineer people because they thought they were that fucking important. No, you are in a leisure industry that requires people to be, wait for it, comfortable. Your whole industry is comfort. That is leisure. That is extra money people have outside of their bills and their needs to go spend money on you. And you treat them like shit while their country is fucking burning. Yes, people are going to fucking remember that. So please remember that there was multiple billion-dollar films in 2019 after Summer of Love, after COVID, after Hollywood showed themselves to be the giant authoritarian fucks that they were. Now their box office is down almost 50%. Wonder why.
Oh, well.
I also say in some ways, comfort's like the biggest killer of art ever. Just being chill out and being like, yeah, let's just pop this out.
If they had followed the trends, but I think a great example is Rage Against the Machine. Rage for the Machine. They're all, fuck America, American Empire, and then their guy gets in office. Wait, I got a sound effect for them. Bombing American citizens, killing children. Rage Against the Machine? Hello?
Sorry, you were saying leisure before, and I had no fucking idea what that word means.
Yeah. And then, Trump comes back, and they're all, oh, Rage Against the Machine. You know what?
Green Day.
Green Day's the same fucking thing.
Corporate and government approved rebellion.
Green Day's never been a punk band, okay? They've always been posers. They've always been shit. I'm old school. Punk's about being against the machine, no matter who's controlling it. So, yeah. And so while their guy was exposing America for what it was turning into, an evil corporation and not an evil empire, they were strangely silent. And that's where that balance in art comes from. So good art comes from bad times. You're absolutely right, Mueller. Absolutely right. Except if they're all a bunch of corporate fucking sellout shills.
It's just, I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched a behind the scenes of any of my favorite stuff, and they've said, "Man, this was just really easy to make." Everyone was just, sitting around, and we sort of just there it went. Simple.
Yep.
This movie making is easy.
It's totally easy. We could just like put things in it, and people go, "Hey, I want to see thing," like Mahler brought up earlier. I want to see this mountain from this comic book. Ooh, neat.
Oh, Thrawn's going there? Wow. And then you see it, and then they're like, "Why do I feel empty?" It's like, yeah, it's fucking nothing. Nothing at all.
And then we do, our Lord of the Rings streams, and it's just we harken back to a better era, and we all come to the conclusion we'll never see anything like this again. Like,
oh God, no,
we just won't. We won't, because
Thank fucking gods we have it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Could you pull up real quick the She-Hulk tweet since it's in the title? We'll discuss because I have a little point to make.
Tweet
other than from, yeah. Is there an article on it?
There's an article I have here. You want that?
I tweeted it, but yeah.
Oh, we can find
You
it.
do the art. No, do the article. That's even better. Sorry, I'm fixing Michael Burnham's hair here. I'm like, oh. All right. She-Hulk season 2 gets a disappointing update from Tatiana Maslany.
Well, that's subjective.
I agree with Az. I think it's excellent news, but if you're Disparu, it's incredibly sad news.
He was very upset.
And Az too. I mean, Az, I think this is bad news for you.
Well, it is, but I had Jane Theory as my wing woman, and I would have to
Force
venture
her
into the season 2 on my own. I'm not going to force Jane to
force
do
her out of
anything.
retirement.
Yeah.
That's cruel. Why do you hate Jane?
How dare you?
I love Jane.
How dare you?
I miss her. I'm glad she's happy though. That's the whole thing. That's the most important thing. Maybe we can entice her back with House of the Dragon. She could talk about something fun.
Positive.
Maybe we Sunday Funday on Sunday.
Oh, she did?
Oh, in the chat.
Oh, in
She's
the chat. That's
yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. I'm glad she's doing okay. Tell her I said what's up. Okay, so Tatiana.
Jane! What's up?
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Closet? Don't keep Jane in the closet.
I don't know if she heard.
Nobody
that.
puts Jane in the closet, okay? She-Hulk attorney at law star Tatiana Maslany does not recommend fans hold out hope.
Watching the show.
Watch the show. Oh, sorry. For season 2 of D Plus series, so far the only live action MCU D Plus original, as in made for D Plus series, to be renewed for a season 2 has been Loki. Please put a star on that. We'll get back to that in just a moment. However, many of these shows, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, etc., ended with just enough loose ends to pick up from in a second season were it to happen. She-Hulk was no different, even cheekily referencing a season 2, if not more, in the MCU writers' room during the show finale. A writers' room that they felt confident enough, Mahler, to put themselves in it.
Well, Gary. A writer's room that actually had to put, for the TV show, males in it, which didn't actually, in reality, have males in it.
Representation.
It matters.
Yep.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters. Hey, and we have now, I think we've settled the fact that very diverse people can make horrible shows and flops as well. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well done. Well done. Oh, God, do we have to say this again? According to She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany, because we have to say it again to fill our word count, during a recent Twitch stream on season 2 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law seems highly unlikely. Speaking during a Codenames Live, the new class stream, never heard of it. How many people were watching?
5.
Bet you thousands.
As many people as watch G4s.
Oh, you mean bots?
Yeah,
Maslany said she does not think fans should expect season 2, remarking with a dash of humor, the show blew its budget. A dash of humor. It blew a lot of things. And its budget. With season 1, given this, she said
she
Disney
blew a lot of things.
So what was it given $225 million and told not to spend it all in one place? I mean, what the fuck? How does that make any sense?
Spend it all on sweets.
Don't spend it all on. Oh, they did though. Didn't they admit it? There's a lot of eating.
Okay, wait. What does this mean? Because
I don't know.
They blew their season 1 budget on season 1. It's like, well, yeah.
That's the point, isn't
it? I think what she's alluding at is we wasted $225 million, and now they're like, fuck off.
Yeah, I think all I can grasp from this is they saw what it was, and they were like, "This is what you spent the budget on."
Yeah.
So
$225 million for 6 episodes. They're about 19 minutes long each if you cut out all the fucking shit on that. And most of it was them sit down and talking if She-Hulk wasn't sucking a dick or getting fucking drunk because she was an alcoholic or...
Yes.
Just saying.
Just remind me, what was Godzilla -1's budget again?
$12 million.
2 billion, quadrillion,
bazillion. No, it's actually $12 million. That's less than one episode of She-Hulk, by the way.
Significantly.
So what she's saying is our show sucked and it didn't gain a single subscriber on a streaming service, which means it cost more money. So they sunk the $225 million in it. Then there's all the storage space and promotion and everything else. So Disney took $350 million bath on that. Yeah, can't imagine why they'd say no. Tim Reel said, "Should we hope for season?"
They took an acid bath on that.
They did. Tim Reel, should we hope for a season 2? Maslany, I don't think so. I think we blew our budget. And Disney was like, no thanks. It's worth noting that Maslany, while relatively confident in her answer, was not giving any sort of official announcement on the stream of evidence by her multiple uses of Think. Okay, whatever. Fuck off. It's not coming back. And the reason it's not coming back is because none of the other shows came back that were completely super popular. By the way, you can get rid of it. That's all I wanted to see. I don't want to hear it. I promise you, if any of these shows were actually watched by a lot of people and immensely popular, they would have all had season 2s. Loki got a season 2. So that was popular enough to get a season 2 to Disney. And what happened?
Like that one only got it because it was the most popular, not because it was like really popular.
Good point.
It only got it because
Tom Hiddleston.
They got to sequelize something. It's like, we'll go with Loki. That's going to work the best.
And don't say what if, because that was commissioned for 2 seasons already. Animated was commissioned for 2 seasons.
Most animated series like He-Man, like Velma, they're already commissioned for 2 seasons before the first ones come out. Most animations are, because animation takes so long to do, they commission a second season so that it doesn't hold up production work.
If Obi-Wan, and I'm going to go to Disney Star Wars too, if Obi-Wan or Ahsoka or Falcon and Winter Soldier or Miss Marvel or a WandaVision, if they were watched by as many people as, say, watched House of the Dragon, they'd all have season 2s.
Yeah, I mean, we practically have them telling us without telling us what happened, which is Loki was the only one we thought might be worth making a sequel season 2, and even that one didn't work out. Because let's be honest, season 2 of Loki's just came and went. It's already gone.
Jeez.
And how big was House of the Dragon for HBO? Pretty fucking big. 23% drop off last year.
Not only was it pretty fucking big, it keeps, whenever it comes up, we're like, you guys should probably see it. You should see it.
Yep.
It's good.
Yep.
Who the fuck's doing that with the Marvel shows?
Nobody. It's an entire streaming service. It's gonna get folded into Hulu eventually. It'll just get folded into fucking Hulu. Disney Plus is an absolute failure. Utter
I was
failure.
just thinking in my head, like, oh yeah, because it was WandaVision. I guess that just didn't, hold people as well, or maybe there was just no potential to make like a season 2 with the way that they made us. I was like, Falcon Winter Soldier was like, I couldn't have done well. Do you know? I just had like a random thought of, oh yeah, Echo that just came out, and I've completely fucking forgotten it existed. It's like, yeah, what do people think of that? It's like nobody thought anything about that when it came out. It's already gone.
These idiots, and they are idiots, made a spin-off from WandaVision off of a fucking song and a thing that was trending on Twitter for a day. That was their decision making. Oh, people must like that. It was Agatha all along.
She got a TV show because she did this.
It's crazy.
And she's a woman, and we can have more intersectional feminism talking about witches and their persecution from the patriarchy, and I'm already bored saying it.
You just can't even tell what the joke is anymore because you're like, why would they do that? That would be insane in terms of a monetary decision. Nobody would want it. It would be bad. And then they just do it.
Oh my God, that's noisy. Could you kill yourself more quietly, please?
No!
Jesus. Take that off your fucking head, dude.
And now he just enjoys the solitude. This is his
The sounds of silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I like it as like the thing it holds onto his back as well, so he can just
He could rest his head. So yeah, there he goes. Az.
Hey, this is already a plushie idea.
R.I.P. Az. Again. So none of these shows are successful. There could and Echo was proof of what they're going to be doing from here on forward. Like Echo's already forgotten. Like it's already forgotten. It's done. So I guess they accomplished that. Oh God. And it's going to be such a bad year. So Agatha might come out this year.
I mean, it'll make maybe 0.1 more of an impact than Echo did. Maybe.
That's it. Remember, every time a show like Echo comes out, it erodes people's interest in seeing the next product.
I hate
that show.
I was thinking Star Wars and Marvel practically are racing each other to irrelevancy.
I hate that they're wasting Aubrey Plaza in it. Like Aubrey Plaza should play like Black Cat or something, not some dumb bit in a fucking dumb Agatha Harkness show. But it's gonna be a hard year. It's gonna be a hard year, and they're not gonna be able to turn anything around. I think it's a great time to start a Star Wars live stream, Mahler. People like it though.
We're gonna fucking get you on there one week.
What?
How well Star Wars is going?
Oh, his audience will love me and my opinion on the prequels.
That's what gets the point of right now is like he just keeps getting in more and more trouble, like having people off.
Just throwing
He had
fuel
Ryan
on
on,
the
so-
flame. I love it.
He did have Ryan, which was the death sentence.
He's a Star Wars encyclopedia, Ryan.
He really is.
Absolutely, yeah. I would put his
It's so
knowledge up
funny
against
watching, like,
anybody's on the planet.
You'll see like a theory reference some distant thing that I'm just sitting there like, sure. And then Ryan's like, actually, and then
Yep.
Like, they don't speak the same language as me anymore.
Yeah, Jeremy and I came up with the term called kinautistic, because it's real. But no, he fucking knows his stuff, man. Absolutely knows his stuff. Yeah, I'll go on. Sure, why not?
It's funny every time it was mentioned that like season 1 and 2 of Mando was sort of excellent, and 3 is where it was like a bit of a downfall. Just like Ryan was just like inching toward laughing, you know, which I don't like season 1 and 2. I'm just sitting there like, it's fine, totally fine. We keep coming back to talking about that season 2 finale. We keep fighting over whether or not Luke was in character or not. Which
He was not in character.
he was a zombie.
Luke would have gone. You guys okay? Anybody okay?
Luke would have gone. What
You
the
need a
fuck
ride?
is going on?
What's going on?
Why have you got this force-sensitive baby here?
Why does he look like Yoda?
Why is the Empire
Why is he
rising?
gay?
Why was there an army of robots that I just killed?
Why is Grand Moff Tarkin still alive?
He looks a little bit different.
He looks a little different.
Blackfaced him.
Why is Netflix talking here?
Oh. That's what he's got. So I'm going to call him from now on. That is his name. He is now Netflix Tarkin. How did I miss that? It's right fucking in front of us. Holy shit, that was good.
Netflix Tarkin. Why did you say that name?
Oh shit. Oh God. This is such a weird timeline, man. It really is. Really is. Like, you know, it's at the point you talked about it earlier. South Park cannot keep up with the parody anymore. They can't even do it. And the whole point of their having their animation was the way it was so they can get stuff out quicker.
Yeah.
And it's not fast enough.
Nor is it like stupid enough.
Nor is it stupid enough. No,
Yeah, the Pandaverse should have gone harder.
The Pandaverse should have gone way harder.
The fact that Randy was getting his cock out, doing all that stupid shit, and then like the following days we had the naked people on Twitch, and then Boogie getting banned for being naked on Twitch. I was like, I need to know that Matt Stone and Trey Parker saw that. Went, what the fuck? Like what? I thought that we did something dumb as shit, but no, we just did the normal thing.
No, they should have had they should have had Cartman watching YouTube videos of like a guy and some dumb redneck in his car from Alabama clapping and doing a car video. They should have had that in the Pandaverse episode for sure. You know, and going full parody on Jeremy.
I think they should have included Ryan said there's not enough evil black people.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, they can do a Kevin Feige episode. It's out there. If they got the balls to do it, there's a whole fucking Marvel somebody like Kevin, like they should have done a stinger at the end of Kevin Feige stealing the Panderstone.
Yes.
Yes.
So much fun to be had.
Oh, well. We're right in your next episode. But that last one, holy shit, that was good. Holy shit. I was laughing, and it's wrong in every possible way. Especially Randy and his wife having an OnlyFans off. So you can do better. And the one where he's watching her, she's better than me. I'm just dying. Holy shit, it's good.
The fucking cred energy drinks.
Cred energy drinks. Oh my God. If you haven't seen it, fucking watch it. It is great. It is great. All right, we're gonna get soups. Gonna get the soups. I should probably have that whipped out. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Oh, while you're doing that, I guess we can show the video. I guess.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I got to get lined up with a clip. That goes along with it. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. All right. Apparently, you know what? You stream long enough, you do enough hours on the internet, everything comes out eventually.
Yeah.
Drunk 3PO told on himself a little bit.
I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, to be fair. Y'all want to know if y'all want to know.
My gosh, look at now. Now he's not only is he attacking Native American people, he's attacking Asians now. Same energy.
I've seen that face in an old video.
Wow.
This one?
Oh, that's X-Ray.
That's X-Ray Girl. What video are you watching?
Wow.
I can't. Who knows what the titles are?
Drunk.
A little revealed about
Drunk. You're here. Explain yourself right now. What video were you talking about?
With no titles that you remember.
Yeah.
Christmas is over. Why have you decided to wear that hat today?
Yeah, drunk. You care to explain yourself at all? You're just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth, huh? I plead the fifth.
Who's your favorite? What's your favorite part of Isom?
Oh, told on himself. Told on himself. Yeah. Oh God.
Mark says I have a twin out there. Don't know who. Don't know who.
Mark's just trying to cover for the fact that he leaked the video on the internet. Okay, that's all he's doing. That's it's totally a twin, babe.
Revenge corn. When I stole his leg.
Oh my goodness. Poor drunk.
Poor drunk. He fucking said it.
I know.
Hey, what the heck?
Sorry, you're a woman. I didn't think of you at all.
That's what I said after 38 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, that's my girl. There you go. Right there.
True, though. Very true.
We have radicalized you.
Now we just got to highly organize you.
How long he does think about the woman.
The woman.
A woman.
The woman.
The item.
A woman. What is that woman?
What is a woman?
We got to start bringing back the. I was thinking about that, hearing the name Robert the Bruce, and I'm like, that just sounds cooler. Just put the before your last name. Makes it sound more authoritative, I guess.
Hill versus the babyface.
Yeah, Gary the Beekler.
X-ray girl.
Mola the long man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
X-ray the girl.
Will the Jordan. You know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know. It sounds more authoritative. Guy and
Jay the porn watcher.
We need to get that sound effect. Adam has it on his board. The porn hub. Apparently, there's I guess like this is how boomer I am. There's a kid who at his school does that on his drum set.
No.
Yes. Dun, 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 at the school. Ah, God. Guy Incognito has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Hail. 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 I'm not really being attacked. That was sorry about that in the title. A little hyperbole. It's kind of like the talk about it thing. I put a title in for the video that I thought was clever, which is kind of tame compared to the other jokes we were doing on Friday Night Tights. And I just said Marvel goes off the reservation with Echo. That's all I said. And apparently the usual suspects, the anime avatars on Twitter, had a mini meltdown and are calling for my end of existence. I am not totally normal reaction of the pronoun crowd who want to bring in inclusivity and bring people together, except if they have an opinion you don't have or make a bad joke, then you should die, or a good joke, I thought. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned. And an address was going around on Twitter, a very old address, so I decided to fuck it and meme it. So I said I was doxxed, and I put up a picture of Folsom Prison, which is technically one of my addresses in the past. So there you go.
I like it when they say, "Did you know that he used to sell drugs?" And then in your profile, it's got convicted felon.
I know. Yes. There's context to that. That'll be in the book.
I liked it when they went, "Do you know he sold drugs a few years ago to kids?" 30 years ago.
30 years ago might be a few years ago. I mean, you could take it like that if you're an
a few decades.
Cunt. Yeah. A few decades. But that'll all be in the book. Yeah, just to clarify, though. I mean, I was a kid when I was selling drugs. I was between the ages of 16 and 18. That's when I was very badly selling drugs, mostly cutting the shit out of them. With, you want to know what I was cutting them with?
Sherbet, talcum powder,
Scissors?
X-Lax.
Oh,
I don't know. What is that?
Oh, X-Lax?
Yeah.
Makes you
Doesn't
shit.
make you shit.
Makes you
Yeah.
shit.
What?
Makes you shit.
Oh, it's
Laxative.
laxatives. Right. Okay.
ugh,
Laxative?
that's horrible. Oh, wait. Is this
Is
what
that
do you do?
laxative?
What do you do with these drugs? Do you put them in your nose and then does it still make you poo poo?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
X-Lax,
laxative
if
gets into your bloodstream.
gets into your bloodstream, you're taking a shit.
Makes you poop.
Yeah.
Gives you the poopins.
And the thing is, it's supposed to mimic good stuff because good crank at the time, if it's really good, will make you poop like immediately.
Do you remember Jason Statham was fucking that lass on a race course in Crank?
Yes, and he probably would have been pooping all over the seat.
I don't think we're gonna get scenes like that in films.
Nope.
Anytime soon.
Nope.
And civilization is worse off for it.
It really is.
Exactly.
But we got the Beekeeper, which isn't as good as Crank, which isn't as good as the Transporter. But it's fine. It's good. Like you can go if you want to just see a 90s type action film that doesn't require a ton of logic. But the whole Beekeeper thing is the beekeeper, he's an agent, and what they live outside the law, and they're supposed to keep the hive running. So anything outside of government, not requiring any rules, basically a cleaner. That's what they need to do. And sometimes the beekeeper needs to kill the queen bee or whatever's diseasing the hurting the hive. The hive. In this case, it was a straight up a Hunter Biden / tech bro stand-in. Played by the kid from Hunger Games.
I think Az, didn't you say you're going to see it back to back with One Life at some point?
I was thinking about going yesterday, and then I got busy. But I'm gonna go and see. I want to see the Beekeeper.
Because I was going to say, I don't even know if it's worth recommending One Life to Americans. I don't even know if you guys get to have it for a long time or not. Because it's like a BBC film, right? I think anyway. But that's an easy hyper recommendation if you get a chance to see it.
I'll see it. I'll probably wait to see it at home, but
makes sense.
Yeah, but I'll definitely see it.
You'll really, really, really appreciate it. It's really good.
It's got my favorite actor in it. So
what's funny is when I tweet about how I would see any film with him in it, people were like, "Oh yeah, would you watch?" And then it's like Rebel Moon. It's like I did see Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
And then, the fact. Do you remember when we covered the trailer and he was narrating it? I was like, "Oh my god, now it's worth seeing somewhat."
Yep. And then we saw it and we went, "Oh."
Don't worry, there's another one coming out. Do you know we had the big post on a subreddit that was angry at EFAP for reviewing Rebel Moon before the extended came out? It's like, how can you review a film before the extended version comes out?
Oh, fuck. That is okay. You're arguing with 12-year-olds at that point. Just keep in mind.
Yeah.
You're like,
the theatrical
you're
review
12, right? Okay, because that will make sense if you're 12. If you're one day older than 12, I'm gonna rip you for having a shit argument.
You're retarded, right?
Yeah,
because that makes sense if you're retarded.
It makes
And
sense.
they're like, yeah, but what does that have to do with anything?
Yes.
So you weren't allowed to.
Who's retarded now?
Yeah.
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 Mikey Gussler for $20 says, since The Phantom Menace turns 25 years old this year, and is Disney going to do a 25th anniversary? I mean, I don't like it, but it's certainly worthy of a 25th anniversary. Special release, re-release in theaters. Disney should re-release it in theaters, especially since some didn't see it. What was that?
Respect your legacy.
Yes. Like me, because I was born the same year. Episode 1 is my favorite Star Wars movie. There you go. Mikey, how could Warner Brothers not have released on the 20th anniversary? There's obviously a massive resurgence of Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of explanation for it, but mainly it's classic It's great. An entire generation enjoyed it, and it's been 20 years, 20-year rule. You release that thing in theaters, you're making hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see Return of the King in theaters in 4 days because they're doing the 20th anniversary a month after the anniversary. But maybe because they thought of it later, but it's at the Alamo Draft House, so I'm going to go. Pretty sure it's sold out, but if you got an Alamo Draft House in your area, go check it out. Return of the King will be there. I totally agree with you, Mikey. They should do it. The anniversary will be May 20. I can't remember if it was exactly on the 25th. You guys will know, but it's May. It's at the end of May. I doubt they're going to do anything, or they'd already be talking about it. When is the Star Wars celebration? Isn't it in Brazil?
Well, that's an oxymoron.
That's true.
Is it? We can kind of celebrate that it could be over someday.
Japan.
Is it Japan?
2025, though. I don't know where 2024 is. Are they
Brazil?
not having it?
I know they're having one in Brazil, but that might be a future one.
What, they go to a
Apparently-
country that they think they haven't pissed off yet.
Oh, they're gonna skip 2024.
Ooh.
Yeah, good idea. Especially with the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace coming out, you fucking morons. Drunken Finn for 50 euros. Hail. Thank you. This took a couple of weeks, but my favorite moment from last year was Wizards of the Coast. No half races, half elves, etc., because it's racist. Let's fight racism with racism, everybody.
That's what I've been doing for a while now.
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
Can't wait for that movie. BG3 biggest D&D related things for ages drops goes play. I don't even know what I'm saying. Plays as half orc.
Neither do I. That makes good.
Wait, I got it. Baldur's Gate 3
Okay.
biggest D&D related thing for ages drops goes
Okay.
play. Okay, there you go. Play as a half orc, bang a half elf. Ooh. Also fear the Tardo.
Lock it in. Yay.
Yay.
I'm making a new emote for you guys for that, by the way.
Please do. Please do. Media Man Power, 4 parts, 20 euros total. First super chat after 3 years of lurking. Oh.
Nice.
Sorry, wrong sound effect. You know, I really got to change that because they're both green.
Yeah, that felt aggressive.
Do it again. Thank you. Gary, I discovered your channel after your video on Masters of the Universe. That was a long time ago. I think I did one, and it was basically over the cancellation of Clownfish.
Did you see Kevin Smith blocked Neon?
I
on
did.
Twitter?
I did.
What a vagina.
I also noticed that our panel at LA Comic Con was more crowded than his, which was right next door.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, he should apologize to Neon, and things. Neon would probably be pretty cool with it. Neon's a pretty cool dude. And been watching since. Hail. As I watch your review of the 4th episode of Gotham Knights every week. That's how good it is. Congratulations on your journey. Oh, and they're boring. Wait, I've got a clip for that.
You're boring.
I actually got a boring clip.
Wow.
Somewhere. I've got too many clips. That's the problem.
That's what she said.
Oh, it's not this one. It's this one.
There is a part of me that wants to know, is that scream actually her scream, or is that a dub? I don't even know. It would surprise me if it was. I don't even know.
An artist never tells.
Oh, okay. So it's a dub then from Perry.
Yes, it's a dub from Perry Chan from another video. but dude, it fit like when it. I'm like, maybe I should do this, and then when it fit perfect, I'm like, oh, I have to do this.
That part is so weird. It's the reaction of someone we just met to react to someone dying who we met slightly earlier than that. Like, the fuck's going on?
Media Man Powers also says 3 Muller. I listened to your Star Wars Can't Grow Up video for a week as I went home from work. Great to see you and Theory becoming friends. 4 X-Ray Girl. You are the cutest Canadian, but actually Asian, but actually American girl I've ever seen. I love it when you say more than 6 words.
Wow,
yeah.
we don't.
Cheers. Yeah, we don't.
Well, Cap's at 9, so the sweet spot is like 7, I guess.
That makes one of you.
I like an average,
Collector Clout for $20, 20 Canadian pesos says, as a Canadian who lives way out west in Alberta, I can confirm that Toronto breeds a lot of people who think the world revolves around them. So Director X being a goober doesn't surprise me at all.
He's Swiss.
Is he?
True.
He's half Swiss, yeah. He's full of shit.
Did he grow up there though, or?
Yeah, something like He grew up in some like a gated community in Canada.
Oh, that's like Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine. He's all bad out there. Grew up.
Or Drake.
The son of rich artists, went to Hollywood High. I ran into him once at a Jane's Addiction concert back in the 90s, and he was with Melissa Gilbert from the Roseanne Show. They were sitting right next to me. Yeah.
Have you? I know this is a really weird thing to bring up, but it's really sad. Have you guys seen the actress for Starlight recently?
Yeah. Pull up that picture.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Fucking what the fuck,
If
man?
you love your children, don't let them go to Hollywood. That's pretty much it.
But she's in how old is she? Like 27, 28?
I can grab it for you.
She's 29. Like what?
As do you have this?
Oh hell yeah!
Of course you do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, look at that. I didn't think it was real. For one, I thought that's bullshit. That cannot be real.
I thought it was fake too, but I've seen it everywhere, and everyone keeps like the posts now are like, no, this is not fake. This is real. And
It's real.
like,
No, I went and looked it up,
that.
and yeah, she looks. She went from an absolute 10, fucking 10 to an
stunning on the left
alien,
stunning
to a Hollywood. I can't even say it. It rhymes with adrenochrome. Alien. Like, I guess you get the fat sucked out of your cheeks or whatever the fuck it is.
Right here.
Yeah.
And it just makes you so gaunt.
And it makes
she
you
looks like she's had a nose done.
She looks like she
and
aged.
She's had her lips done.
She's 29. She looks 39 in that picture. It ages you. Keep that little fat in your cheeks. It's good. It's good because it goes away after a while. Believe me.
It's you.
It's not even fine in cheeks. She's got a perfectly beautiful face there on the left.
That's
very pretty.
Yeah, for one, why would you change that nose? Her nose is perfect. Sorry, Mahler, go on.
Well, yeah, what you were saying, like you look at the comparison, like, oh my god, you've attacked like everything. Why? What did you do? Who told you this was a good idea? And the sad fact is, probably a lot of people who told her it was a good idea.
Yep, and there's deep-seated insecurity because a secure person would go, "Fuck you." Women don't need to be told this, but you don't need to do any of that shit. Any of that shit.
Dude, she's
at
29.
all. She's fucking 29, dude. Imagine what she's gonna look like when she's my age now. She's fucked. And she's gonna look back on this, and it's dude. It's
People have been saying as well. How sad is it considering her character in The Boys? Like what the role is supposed to be, right? Like the Vought are desperate for her to do everything she can to look better, to be more appealing.
And she's supposed to be fighting against that. We got to find that tweet, and I need to retweet it. When the moment you realize The Boys has become what it's a parody of, which I was telling you, trying to warn you people.
That happened a while ago,
all these people saying that the show is better than the comic. The show is nothing like the comic. The show had a good first season, but the comic calls out a lot of American culture for sure. Corporatism, superheroes, movie stars. But it's like Rage Against the Machine. When their guy gets in the office, goes awfully fucking quiet, doesn't it? And it's turned into Trump derangement syndrome, the show. That's exactly what it's turned into. And now that I don't know if that's real. Is it real? Are they really going to do a Boys Mexico, or is that a fucking meme?
No, I think they are. I don't think it's to me.
Holy shit. And then they did the Gen Z spinoff, which, I mean, and it's become a parody of what it was supposed to be. You know, it's a parody of itself.
One good season.
One good season of The Boys. That's it. It's one good season of the, and if you support Donald Trump, they fucking hate you. They hate you.
Eric Kripke is another broken man.
Dude, the in-house memes was the cringiest thing fucking ever in that show, season 2, where it was like, look at this very authentic meme of,
ooh,
we hate the fucking. Wait, did you see Community?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, Fat
A little
Neil
bit,
being the shooter was fucking too much for some of us. We were just like, he's like a meme character in Community, and it's like he's gonna be our choice for becoming radicalized by memes. It's like, oh my fucking god. A lot of people didn't even see season 3. I did.
What of Boys? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I was out. I was
didn't
out.
watch it, no.
I was
I
out.
don't remember it.
If I choose, I might go back to watch it if I choose to cover season 4.
That was the one where there was like a new thing where people could lose their powers like entirely, and Maeve does, and then she falls out of a skyscraper, and so you're like, shit, she's dead then, and then you're like, I think Eric Kripke said, I couldn't kill her, she's gay.
Yeah, and
so absolutely just fucking sad. And to me, that is just the opposite of I had to kill them, they're gay, like, which is a really bad mindset too. It's just like you're both the fucking same. You ruined
she dies
the
in
story.
the comics.
She dies in that fucking scene as it's obvious she's dead, and then he's just like, nah. I think she like breaks her arm or something. It's like, how? Like, shut up.
You sound like a bigot.
It's nothing like the comics anymore. Not even fucking close. I would say read the comics. It's fun. It's gore fest. It's supposed to be black humor and
Garth Ennis, mate.
Yeah, it's Garth Ennis.
I don't get this like
satire
logic of, since when does like killing a character in your story make it so that like that's a I'm trying to put this in a way that's like, why would that make it so that you then look at that character in like a negative light or anything?
Yeah.
Especially if you die for like a sacrifice. I don't get it.
Because they're ideologically broken, and therefore it's just going to be a bury a gays trope. That's how they'll frame it. And then the person who panders to them will get cancelled by them because that's the way it goes. It's a fucking cycle of fucking retardation by these people.
That's what I was saying. If your motive to kill a character is, well, I just want to kill them because they're gay, it's like, well, that's retarded too. But like, who the fuck's doing that these days?
Yeah. Nobody.
They accused that of Whedon, by the way. Tara. They're like, wow, burying you gays, huh? Whedon? It's like, didn't you have to fight to get her in?
Yeah, he had to fight to get her in, and her death actually meant way more than the actual character. Dude, her last line is so good. Your shirt.
Yep.
And it's her, like, she gets a hole blown in her.
blood on her.
And her blood gets all over Willow's shirt, and she, like, her last words are, your shirt. Dead.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Just through a heart, right?
Yep. Just killed her instantly. Like, she had a second, that last little thing going to her brain was her last word, and that was it.
Telling you, man, between Tara, Wesley,
Wesley's
Red,
unbelievable.
Wash,
right
Joyce.
now.
Joss is he's got quite a few death scenes under his belt.
Wesley's kicking ass right now. Wesley's made the turn, right? And he's I'm forgetting her name, sleeping with the woman from Wolfram and Hart.
Lila.
Yeah, Lila.
Lila, yeah.
Lila. She's hot, by the way.
It's hard not to like Wesley a lot in season 4 of Angel. He's
such a fucking
Do you remember when
badass.
Angel needs his help and he's like arriving and Wesley's got his own team?
Yes.
And he's like decapitated a demon and he's like, hey, what you need? It's like,
I suppose you came for this file, and it's the
Yeah.
file on Cordy. Yeah. No, I talked about it already, but one of my favorite scenes is when they finally get Connor back and Angel's like beating to hell, and he goes all dad on him. He's all, you think you could take me? He's all, you're weak now. I could take you. He's all, you think so? Then he questions it and he goes, sit down. I'm like, oh, yeah. I have channeled my father in doing that as well with my children. Did the old sit down. So you have to kind of balance it with, I still love you, but I want to kill you right now. But I won't because I love you. It's a dad thing. You figure it out. Josh Kelsey for $20. I was watching Venture Brothers. The kids are arguing. He's on a heat of passion. I brought you into this. He's all in a mistaken heat of passion. I brought you into this world, and I can take you out.
Oh,
and the joke is funnier is because that's not exactly how it went down. But you got to watch the show. I got to get you guys to watch the show. Holy shit! I watched almost all of season 1 with my kid yesterday. We were fucking dying laughing. That show is so wrong in so many ways. Mike S. Hangout for $19.99. Thank you. Hail the real BBC. Hail to Gina Carano. This is a win. Hopefully the pendulum will start swinging back to sanity. That's our hopes. Right. Is that it swings back to sanity, but we're not dealing with same people. So
no,
but it already is. It already is. I mean, I firmly believe that the Marvels, if they had come out with the Marvels sooner, say that they did this quick turnaround and got it out in the Captain Marvel sequel out in a year, it would have done better.
Sometimes I wonder if sanity's on the axis at all. If it's even there.
Okay, that's a good point.
Right. We know the remaking Captain America. It's going to be dog shit because they're remaking it on the fly. None of this is fucking planned. So they're going to put out some rushed mess of a film, which is probably less egregious than it was, but still probably pretty egregious. It's fucking how much money is that going to have sunk into it by the time it comes out? 400 fucking million?
If you're reshooting an entire movie that cost you $200 million, I mean, I'm not very good at math. I would think it would cost you $400 million. I mean, we're not accounting marketing, so we'll count marketing. Maybe they already have sets built. So maybe they cut, but with marketing and stuff, it's a $400 million movie. Just like we talked about Rise of Skywalker earlier, that thing was way more than $300 million. And to clarify,
500.
The Marvel still would have done shit. It still would have done bad, but it wouldn't have. I think it would have like gotten over $100 million in the U.S. You know, because less people were aware, more people were still on the Marvel train, and it takes some people a while to get there. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, people like Mahler, myself, many other comic book fans, dude. All the comic book videos from your boy Zach and all the others back in 2017 basically predicted what would happen to MCU now. It's the same thing. That's how we know it was going to fail. It's because we saw it fail before in another thing. We're like, wow, they're doing the same thing except with a bigger industry with more money, which means the failure will only be bigger. That's the difference. It's, you know.
And it's a knock-on. It's a knock-on as well, because failure in the movies, where more people have access than they do to comics, means that it's going to be more failure for the mainstream comic book industry, because it doesn't just turn people off those characters, it turns people off comics in general. Most people are seeing the writing on the wall anyway. Marvel's never made 200 million worldwide. Never made it.
No, they didn't. They actually lost money somehow.
They lost money, and do you know something, Gary?
Funny. That was so funny.
It got adjusted again, and it went down a little bit more. So instead of being 199.9, it's now gone down to 199.7.
Oh shit, that's terrible. Danish bacon for 449 Danish krona. Hail! Hello, gay boys. Gary, you should consider making a Captain Marvel plank for your merchandise and maybe call it Captain Marvel the Mauler edition. I would buy it. Okay. I mean, we just have to have.
We get past the copyright stuff. Yeah, fine.
Well, if we make a certain amount, they can't. Like if it's under 100 or something like that, and all I have to do is, go to Home Depot and find some people to just hand paint A
Well, I was
block
going
of
to say,
wood.
literally selling it as plank 1, plank 2, plank 3.
Mahler, if you want me to be artistic and draw a bunch of planks for you, that'd be fun.
I will contact you first if I intend to open a shop of planks. Think about it.
I'll go to Home Depot and get a bunch of people with geology degrees and
Oh my god.
to paint me. Fear the Tardo in 2 parts for $55. What's up, Tardo? Part 1. Tardo mad at Reggie. Just saw effing T. Reggie said immediately came speaking of, then introduced sex paid girl. That mean. No say dirty things about sex paid girl. Tardo never make crude jokes or nickname of sex paid girl. That no way treat woman. Sex paid girl nicest, cleanest stripper Tardo no. Tardo no lot strippers. Strip club near Tardo have short bus discount. That's why Jared Lee, Jay, and Tardo almost always get in for free.
Oh, no.
Reggie probably get good discount too. Lock it in. Yay. Yay.
Use those new emotes.
Yes. Lynn Jones. Lynn Jones. Famously wife of some comic artist. Can't think of his name right now. Pointy bat ears. Super pointy bat ears. Shatner was Christopher Plummer's understudy in Henry V on stage. That is right. That's why they had all the Shakespeare quotes in Undiscovered Country. Shatner is Captain Kirk and a Shakespearean actor. Yes, he is. He's a classically trained actor, and it shows. Classically chained. I remember that. That's old.
That was fun.
That is old lore. When I went up to Austin to see him speak, Lynn, that blew me away because of his energy. I'm like, that is a 91-year-old man running around like a 40-year-old guy. And he's not like in the best shape in the world. You know, he's like a pudgy guy, but he is in the best shape in the world because he's mentally in the best shape.
Yeah. But he doesn't sound like a 91-year-old man. He
No.
sounds like
he's quick.
Do you guys ever watch Boston Legal?
Yes.
No,
Of course.
I know he's in it.
I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips of him in it. It seemed pretty funny.
He's fucking great in it. That's why I watched it, because William Shatner was in it. I watch anything with William Shatner. I watch Unexplained because William Shatner's in it. Absolutely. Boston Legal's fucking great stuff with William Shatner. Cyberhunk 2069 for $20. I want to see a former Sith as a protagonist, a lone gunman protecting a town from a gang, learning to accept that he'll never not be a monster, but that he can be a monster for good. He can find his balance in the Force. That would be great. I would fucking watch the shit out of that.
Sure.
Redemption story.
A good redemption
Disney,
story.
though.
Not by Disney. But that Western
Ronin.
story, you can never go.
It's a Ronin.
It's like a Ronin. It's like a Western. You can't go wrong with that story. It's simple. It works. It's pretty much every fucking Clint Eastwood story. Every Clint Eastwood Western.
They were great.
Because they were
all
great.
fucking great.
They were great. I got. Oh, did you see my outlaw Josie Wales? Hang on. Did I show that to you? As I did. Okay. It's fucking rad. It is so rad. So good. Thank you, WG. Got that for Christmas. Ministry of Wrong Thing for $19.99 says Pro's theory is Chinoy went on a feminist press tour on her own because she was afraid Disney would pull the plug. Yes, that's the theory, and that's believable. It's believable. I'll say it's believable. So she put them in a, if you cancel me, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine position. And she learned that working at Miss Marvel when she basically, she was put in the position of finishing or helping finish the show when nobody would or could. And the quote I was told, this isn't exact, it's paraphrasing, is I'll never work for Marvel again. And they had
Well,
to
you
really,
are, because it's Disney. It's the same.
yeah, they
fucking
really
thing.
had to talk her. This was before they had to talk her in and kind of pull her back in. I'm not defending her at all. She's the wrong person for Star Wars. She was the wrong person for Marvel. But everybody at Marvel right now and at Lucasfilm is the wrong person for Star Wars and
Yep.
Marvel. So there you go. Mel, on the Streamlabs side, for $100, not my wife, Mel, another Mel. Praise Tolkien for you guys. You keep my husband and I sane. Hail to you. Hail to the chat. Hail to the fellowship. Hail to you. Hail to you. Thank you for the $100. And praise Tolkien. Praise Tolkien. I'm actually looking forward to the one movie I'm looking forward to, aside from Dune, and I'm looking forward to it more than Dune, is The War of the Rohirrim.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. It could suck, but it's just it's a side lore story. It's anime, and it's being done by some of the Peter Jackson people too. So I think I can have hope for that. I'm also, you know what, kind of looking forward to the Ghostbusters movie. Not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna have my heart ripped out.
Shit, just ugh.
Probably gonna have my heart ripped out, but I'm like, you know what? I'll allow myself to hope on this one. We'll see. If it's just
I
meh,
can't wait for the men to get emasculated.
they better not.
Yeah, they will.
Probably. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Why is the mum in the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, she wasn't even a compelling character. I don't know why she's there. Like she's Egon's daughter. Okay, fine, you can have her there, but like the actress wasn't anything special in the movie. She wasn't funny. She was just kind of a upset daughter.
I found the movie boring.
It's boring. It's slow.
The cameos at the end were fucking embarrassing. Bill Murray was embarrassing at the end. It was like he was reading from a fucking auto cue.
Well, probably because he was.
Yeah.
But I think they came back to maybe act a little better. We'll see. I love Dan Aykroyd. I'm a big fan of Dan Aykroyd. Bill Murray. I'm a Bill Murray fan, but I mean, he's famously a dick. Don't even look up the story of why am I blanking on his name now? I played Egon. Harold Ramis. And how they broke up and they came together at the end, but at the very end when Harold Ramis couldn't even talk. It's kind of a fucked up story. If you're talking about Academy Award injustices, look no further than Shakespeare in Love winning Best Picture over Saving Private Ryan. Oh yeah, I completely agree with that, but that's nothing compared to Annie Hall winning over Star Wars, which is widely considered one of the greatest movies ever directed ever. Not just a sci-fi movie, not just it's one of the greatest movies ever. Okay. Saving Private Ryan, damn good war movie. I was at a screening with vets. I was at a special screening with vets when that opened, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Wow. World War II vets, by the way. It was a long time ago. They opened up the Edwards Cinema in San Marcos. For those of you who live in North County, California, you know which one I'm talking about. It was the opening day, and they opened with Saving Private Ryan with a special veterans screening. My friends and I went, and there was a bunch of bawling vets. Though when you find out Harvey Weinstein produced it, it starts to make sense. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein did ruin the Oscars in many ways. In many, many ways. Well, Disney just got busted gaming the Emmys. So you don't think they're doing that everywhere else? That's Disney.
There's a couple of videos that break down like him and Gwyneth Paltrow and like the whole plan they had for, you know, her being the golden child essentially for some time, but completely forged. Who was, she was the star of Shakespeare in Love, right?
Everybody was talking about that movie last minute. I saw it. It sucked.
No, nobody talks about it now.
Nobody talks about it now, but everybody talks about Saving Private Ryan. But a lot of Miramax movies won. That was kind of the thing. We were coming out of it was the independent era, but there were better independent movies. Harvey Weinstein rumors were starting even back then. Like, everybody fucking knew. It was an open secret. Gwyneth Paltrow probably knows a lot. Didn't say anything. But she's going to be out all with her fucking pussy hat on her fucking feminist march.
Selling vagina candles.
Selling
vagina candles, yeah.
I love in Clarkson's farm when he makes the candle. And he's like, this smells like my bullocks.
And you know what? I'd buy 1,000 of them before a vagina
candle. I would. Absolutely. Oh, it'll be great when The Boys season 4 comes out. And Clarkson Farm, by the way, which there was an announcement made by his, thank you, honey, by his girlfriend that we don't have long to wait now. So we're getting a Top Gear special next month, in about a month. And then Clarkson's Farm, I think, is in April, I'm guessing. April? And it's going to beat the shit out of The Boys season 4. It'll beat the brakes off it. WG on the Streamlabs side for $50. Sorry, I'm late to the real BBC. Big news, though. Gary inspired me to start my own channel called Chariots of Fire Theory. It'll take YouTube by storm for sure. So excited for my first sub and live stream. Hashtag all in. Yep. That's it. And then after that, start Annie Hall Theory.
Annie Hall Theory, yeah.
A lot of theories about that one. Shakespeare in Love Theory. Let's do it. Hail WG. Caligula has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you very much. Zorbu has made his way over from the Forbidden Frontier to probe us here for $25. Seriously, wow. Earthlings. That's the absolute last time we go for an Orange Julius at the mall in Miami. How about calm the fuck down, maybe? Yes. Yes. Oh, shit. There's the Venture Brothers episode with Roy Brisby. They go to Brisby Land. It's Disney, obviously.
Brisby Land.
And
yeah.
And they have the Orange County Liberation Front. Now Disneyland's in Orange County. So it's all these like suburban moms and dads who go to war against fucking Disney because they took away their Applebee's and shit. There used to be a great Applebee's there. That's where I met my wife. Now it's a parking lot. Kill Brisby. It's so good. And Brisby wants Dr. Venture to clone him. And he has a panda that he won from a trivia contest from David Bowie. It's so fucking funny. It's the fun. You got to watch this show. It's the best show ever. WG Skywalker for $50 on the Streamlabs side. Obi-Wan. These tweets are much too precise for BLM. Only Imperial gender fluid SJWs are this accurate. WG. Well, if they can track donations to Gary, they can learn who sent them, and that'll lead them to home. WG jumps in land speeder and speeds away. WG sent me a burnt action figure of burnt Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru. They're just little skeleton, little burnt bones. That's so good. I saw the other one. I saw Luke Skywalker's severed hand too. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there, folks. We'll get the rest of our square up. We're doing square ups a little different. We did one last night. X-Ray Girl and I.
Yeah.
I spent 2 hours chasing a goat in The Witcher 3.
That was
makes sense.
a really.
I was getting
bad
messages, Gary. I was getting fucking messages, DMs, messages from people saying, "Az, wake up! Gary's on The Witcher, for God's sake! Help!"
And I haven't played in a long time.
This is horrific, but I can't turn away from the screen.
I couldn't help him Plus, I was delayed too, so I'd be like, "Oh, go over there," and he's already turned around.
Bro, I couldn't. It took me like 5 minutes to jump on my fucking horse. I did.
I mean, I'm getting people. I'm playing a video game, and I'm getting fucking idiots in the chat going, "Hey, let's go get Garen to play Dark Souls." Like Dark Souls? Because you walked in a fucking straight line.
He'll be stuck on the tutorial forever.
It took me 2 hours to find a goat.
That can be tough, you
He
know.
wanted to kill the goat at the end.
I wanted to
God,
kill it
is
and
that-
eat
is
it.
that the one where you gotta go the ring the bell?
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. He killed the bear eventually too. I was actually very proud of him. He didn't die.
I love that the woman died, but we saved the goat. Like, what the fuck was that? There was like a dead woman there. I'm like, maybe we should have prioritized her over the goat. But then we find out the goat is like some kind of mystical fucking thing, right? So
He's gonna get to the bathhouse in like a few years.
That's all he's playing this for.
that's all I'm playing it for.
It's to see some titties.
Yes.
What a man will do.
Yeah, what a man will do to see some tits.
Jesus.
I know. I go above and beyond.
You
Yes.
chase it or you get a goat just
I got a goat tied up round the back. Lovely song.
Yeah, it's all right.
Right.
Did it win an Oscar? I know it was nominated for one, for sure. It was like Boy George's big comeback in America. I don't think he ever went away in the UK because you guys are always a little gay over there. But it was his big comeback here. So
Well, when he's not chaining up male prostitutes to his radiator, he's all right by me.
okay, what?
Didn't you know? He got fucking done by the police because he had a fucking male prostitute chained up and he wouldn't let him go.
Oh, we've all been there. Come
We've
on.
all, yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god, more.
You know,
No.
we're trying to reenact Pulp Fiction. So
Bring out the game. Get sleep. Go wake him up.
Jesus. What do you got coming up, Az?
I think I'm gonna put the kettle on, make me a cup of tea. I think I'm gonna play me some State of Decay too tonight
Yay.
on Strum.
Good game.
I'll set the timer for 10 o'clock UK time, so 35 minutes from now. Go.
There you go.
And tomorrow,
Mal-
ripping the silverback on Eric's channel.
On Eric's channel. Ripping the silverback. Mahler, what do you got coming up?
Tomorrow we've got EFAP's coverage of Aquaman 2. I know that everyone's desperate to hear what we thought of it.
I forgot it came out, dude.
No, most people be like, wait, what? Aquaman 2? Other than that, I'm working. So,
Good.
more in the future.
What about you, X-Ray Girl?
Ooh, I'm gonna be on Poor Choices tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Dad Cast. We have Philip from Project Egg Roll joining us. So that'll be fun. And then, of course, tomorrow's Nooner on this
With Chris
channel.
Gore, and another article will be coming out about the WGA SAG stuff on Film Threat tomorrow. So we will be covering that because it has been juicy.
I like it juicy. Okay, never mind.
The information, Jesus
Yeah, anyway, so yeah.
All right. Nooner tomorrow, and released video Saturday, Echo, and Friday Night Tights. I think we got Benny coming on.
Yeah.
We got Benny coming on. There's some politics stuff going on. Whatever. We're going to talk about Star Wars and shit. So, and Disney. That's what we're talking about. And yeah, Monday we'll do another square up, and I will keep playing The Witcher. you can now. I think the Baron's home is on fire. His keep.
Yeah, he made it to the Baron's home.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, all those horses are dead.
Oh yeah,
I
probably.
mean, it's paused for now, you know.
Yeah, no, but they're all dead.
Good meat, baby.
Chad.
I got some good bear meat and some bear fat and stuff. So
well done.
Thanks, buddy.
Well done.
I'll be eating good. Couldn't save the girl, but I saved the fucking goat. So that's I guess the important shit.
Save the goat, save the world.
Save the goat, save the world.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear a single.
X-Ray Guild doesn't get the reference.
Oh, I know.
No, she doesn't.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Whoa! Wow! Well done. It's really good.
Very good. Very good.
You did such a good job.
Clever girl. Clever girl. Did he get that reference?
Yeah,
No.
Jurassic Fallen Kingdom world.
Yes.
Hey, Park. You missed Park at the end.
Universe.
Jurassic Fallen Kingdom
Are
World
you
Park.
are you making fun of her for being Vietnamese?
She's Vietnamese.
I hear the trees whisper. Okay, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
So nobody has any more good announcements?
Disney's fucked.
Disney's fucked.
You leave Disney alone.
Cancel pigs, oink.
Cancel pigs, oink. MegaCon in a couple of weeks. Critical Drinker, me, Eric, Geeks and Gamers, X-Ray Girl, Quarterback Garrett, running around Universal, being at the con, Melanie, Star Wars Theory, Valiant Renegade, more people.
Ryan. Kara.
Fuck Ryan. Kara. Yeah, there's you go.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nerdrotic.
Yeah. We're sending you
I'll ride Hagrid.
Oh my. I'll videotape you riding Hagrid and getting so excited for it. I know you will.
I saw that clip. It was funny.
Oh.
I had that one coming. I did.
That's what Hagrid's good.
All right.
I have to say bye anyway because I gotta go grab something. I'll be 5 minutes, but I think the show will be over by the time I'm back.
Yeah.
So bye. I'll be right back.
Bye.
One could only hope.
Say hi to Salty.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.